Yeah.
I'm an Oliver Twist kid, robbing the rich, but then who helped me when I was down in the ditch? Twist a little orphan boy, nobody raised him. Skills on the streets with the old man plaguing. In the workhouse just to get feed. I roll with Bullseye and Oliver Reed. What? I walk the earth with a small red suitcase, about a pair of boots and no shoelace. To the city, hook by crook, and when my socks turn to rags, walk the earth barefoot now.
Barefoot now.
Underground with surround sound Dolby. Maybe know the name, but nobody really know me. Twist like gorillas in the mist. Swing through the trees like the Lord of the jungle. You never see me crumble, destroyed, malfunction. And now ready for the demon.
Somewhere in the darkness, my eyes are fixed on you. Then I realize that I'm dreaming. You were never there.
Slept through alarm late for working half dressed. Riding on the bus and everybody looks stressed. Drivers acting iggy like you ain't got power. Foot to the floor, driving 90 miles an hour. Traffic jam, roadwork, smog all around me. Trial and tribulations of life in the city. On the journey, lyrics in my rucksack. Everybody's paranoid about contact. They don't see that we're all in the rat race. You can't touch this, twist on the case. Sun goes down behind the high-rise flats. On my way back like the Boomtown rats. You can't touch this, jump in the party. Raise up your arm if you're with me.
Come on.
Raise up your arms if you're with me. Yeah, come on.
Somewhere in the darkness, my eyes are fixed on you. But then I realize that I'm dreaming. You're never there.
On a day-to-day basis, step from the shadows. Through the corridors of life seeming narrow. By the light, love inside. Open up my heart and my mind and my eyes. Like the small child inside, guided by the hand of infinity. Straight line towards your destiny. On the journey, knowledge and power. Step away from jobs, only £4 an hour. Got my mind focused, forget the hopeless. Dusted off the vultures, leeches and locusts. I give praise to the strugglers that made it. Respect to the rhythm killer, mashing up the music.
Somewhere in the darkness, my eyes are fixed on you. But then I realize that I'm dreaming. We're never there.
Somewhere in the
darkness. My eyes are fixed on you. Then I realize that I'm dreaming. We're never there. Somewhere in the darkness.
Somewhere in the darkness.
My eyes are fixed on you.
Step from the shadows.
Then I realize that I'm dreaming.
Am I really dreaming?
We're never there.
Somewhere in the darkness.
Hey. Hello. Work. Oh, it worked almost straight away. That's incredible. Hey, hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, welcome wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Nut House. I ain't got much to say for you today, really. I haven't really got anything to tell you today, really. I just want to come on and smoke a joint with you, really. Smoke a joint and drink some coffee. That's all I want to do, really, today. I don't know. I sent an invite out to Russ. He might try and come in a bit. Yeah, we'll try that in a minute, Russ. Yeah, I don't know. Because I've never met Russ either. So it'll be a new one for me, a new one for him, and a new one for you lot as well. But anyway, so I'm not sure if people were here yesterday or not, but Risey won a camera. He did. He emailed me yesterday. A very nice email from him. So I've wrapped it up for him. And I've used Nigel's box. Look, Nigel sent me a mug in a box. I'm not going to dox anybody, but I've wrapped it up for Risey. Hey. And he wanted a little camera. And I've only got to send it up the road, which is brilliant for me. It's well good. Hey. So, I've had a busy morning. I've been shopping. Not that you need to know all this boring stuff. Shopping. And then I've just been watching on, not that I want to get political, because I don't. But it's on my mind. And this is my daily therapy session. So, I'll probably end up talking about it. But there's a protest going on today in a little village here in the UK. I think it's called Cottingham. and there's only about 700 people that live there, and they're trying to move into some university halls that haven't been used for the last 5 years. They're trying to move in 1,100 migrants. So basically, outdoing the people that live in the village, which I think's wrong. But I don't want to talk about it too much. Don't talk about it, Dave. Shut up. You just scare people away. Oh, yeah, I haven't even put my background music on. That's really bad. Oh God. It's been one of those days. Oh, and the sky's rubbish today. Rubbish. Actually, just like as usual, just as I come on, it starts getting good. Oh, and that's not fair. That ain't fair. Right, look, let me get to this. Let me get to this. Danny. I'm ready to waffle, brother. All right, mate. How are you? Danny is in the house. I see you in here already. He was well on it. He's like, come on, hurry up. What do you put here? Morning, Mr. Briggs. Coffee and hot bowl. He's like, come on, I'm bored to tears waiting for my waffle. Come on. Waffle up. Smoke it up and waffle it up. David. Hello, David. How are you? David. I was trying to work out what that means as well. I was trying to work out what it means. I don't know. But welcome, David. Anyway, welcome, Sean. Hello. Hello, lovely, wacky skywatchers. Here for the waffles. We're here for some free waffles. So we've got Sean and we've got Sharon, haven't we? It confuses me. I like that name. Oh, so you're even talking about it now. Look, what's all that about? Hey, that makes no sense. Right, let me have a look. Because I see a few more people. Sky Sailor 777. How are we? Yeah, I did read a bit about his wax. Is it waffle and wax or waxy? Is that what you put? Someone did it. Someone did somewhere. I don't know. Timing. I had a friend at school called Sharon. We lots of fun. Oh, I bet he did. I'm Sharon and she's Sharon. Who? What? Who? I don't know what you're going on about. Nigel. Hello, mate. How are you? Still using that mug. No one's come round without me showing them my mug. Look at my mug. I even showed somebody twice. I showed somebody the other day when it turned up. And they came around again. I showed them again. I was like, look at my mug. Hey. And thank you for the box as well, because I'm sending that camera to Risey in that box. The first box, not the one with the little pointy thing on. The first box. God, so boring, isn't it? So boring. Hey. Oh, dearie me, that's so much better. Oh, dearie me. Right, let me have a look. There's a few more people coming in. I'm trying. I was just reading some of your drops, actually. For centuries, we travelled up and down this planet using the stars and the angle of the lunar divider line. Now Orion is rising in the east on its back, doing cartwheels nightly. And the man in the moon. I agree. I love you, Catfish. I love you. You literally are a legend. There he is, at Carlos. Like, I tell you what, Carlos, I don't know whatever you did with that little video you did with my voice over it. It's like I can't. It's so good. It's like I've watched it a few times. I feel like I'm watching. It's like there was a song here in the UK in the 90s, a dance song called Little Fluffy Clouds. It was called, and it sort of reminds me of that a little bit. But yeah, well done, mate, and thank you for being here, Carlos. my brother from another mother. Danny, this song gets me moving. Like that first little song, it's all right, isn't it? I like that little song. It's a good little song. Yeah, I've always liked it, and we've never done anything with it. Oh, look, is that you, Russell? Look, I got Russell down here. It says add to the stream. Right, so we're going to try this then, because this is new for me. It's probably new for Russ as well. Well, I don't know. He might be an old hand at it. But let's get Russell on. Look, I don't even know what we're going to talk about, Russ. Add to stream. There he is. Russell. Hello, mate.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah. What's the chat saying? Can you hear Russell and me? Hello. How are you then, Russ? You're all right. I like your backdrop.
I'm doing good, brother. How are you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Crazy as ever, as you've probably come to learn. Yeah.
Give me a second. I want to see if I can change my lighting a little bit.
All right, mate. All right. Yeah, no problem. All right. Look, I'll take you off for a sec. That's the first time I've ever seen Russell ever in real life. That's a new one for me. It's a bit weird, isn't it? I get a little bit. It confuses me a little bit. I go, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, I don't
He's
know
back.
how my camera is now, but I got a lot of light. It looks like.
No, that's all right, mate. That's all right. What's that on your t-shirt, Russell? Can I ask? I can't see it very well. I can't see it. Show me your chest. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah, this
So
is what I like.
How are you then, Russell? It's very nice to meet you at last.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I say, let's go, Brandon.
Oh, I like that as well. I do like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, not
Roger Paul sent me that.
Did he?
Yeah.
How's Roger doing now?
Roger's going through a real hard time.
Yeah, I know. He's had a bit of a rough time. Then he lost his parents, didn't he? I believe.
Yes,
Is that?
yes, he did, and
Bless
he's
him,
just
yeah.
going through a real rough time.
Bless him.
But,
Bless him.
It's an honor to be here and chat with you.
No,
Dave.
it's an honour to have you on, mate. Like I said, I'm no more important than anybody else. It's just I just want to start talking to other people.
Right.
This is the plan. You know, I want to figure out what other people are seeing, and you know, and because I mean, obviously we all see similar things in the sky,
Oh, yeah.
but like you know, I know everybody doesn't see the same things as me. You know, so like you know, let's get things. So everybody, this is Russell. Is there a Mrs. Russell?
Hello, everybody.
Is there a Mrs. Russell?
Yeah, she's out in the living room watching television.
Is she?
Yes,
Yeah, she has to put up with you, a sky watcher.
yes, she's a sky watcher herself.
Oh, is she? Is she?
Oh yeah. She
Oh.
supports me 100%.
Yeah, but see, my wife's brilliant. She supports me, but she thinks I'm a bit of a lunatic. I
Oh,
love
mine
you.
don't. Mine
I
don't.
love you.
Mine don't at all. She supports
No.
me 100%.
And whereabouts are you, Russell? Then, because obviously
I'm in,
I'm in the
I'm in Saginaw, Michigan.
Right, so that's incredible. See, I find that incredible because, you know, like obviously you remember as well, but like you know, remember a time when none of this was possible. One phone in the house, you know.
Right.
Now you can reach out across the world and talk to people. It's incredible, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I find it incredible. So
Well,
then, Russell, go on. Sorry, mate.
I've been sky watching since I think about 2009.
All right, so a long while. They're longer than me.
Yeah, my dad said I was always going to be a weather watcher, and I guess I'm a sky watcher. I guess it's kind of the same thing, really.
It's funny, isn't it? Yeah, we're a funny breed, aren't we? Where
Oh yeah,
like,
oh yeah.
yeah. Well, like I mean, looking back now I've been like down this rabbit hole for the last God knows how many 7 years or whatever. I think I've always like a bit like you just said. I've always sort of watched the sky. Always been fascinated by it. I think stars, comets, you know, all sorts of stuff. That's always fascinated me. And obviously now I'm a complete lunatic for it. You know, I've got a camera set up outside actually before I came on. It's been cloudy here all day.
Oh, that's all it's been here.
Yeah, cloudy and horrible all day. And then just as I decided to go live, the clouds start parting. So I was like, oh, I need a camera. So I went and set a camera up outside.
Oh, yeah. I want to congratulate Risey on winning that camera yesterday.
Yeah, I was really happy actually. I know people are saying it's a fix, but it wasn't.
No, it's not fixed. We
It
know
wasn't a
that.
fix.
We know that.
No, and he's quite. I emailed him last night, and he said, "Oh, I'm still in the chance of winning this one." I was like, "Yeah, of course you are." But I said, but I said to make it fair, next time I give a camera away, he can't enter. Just to make it fair, do you know what I mean? Because I want as many people as possible, really, to try and get a camera. Not that I've got loads to give away, but I think I'm going to give away. I showed these the other week. I'm going to give these away next. It's not actually a camera. They're what they are. They're binoculars, more for wildlife, really.
Yeah.
And then you pop that up. And it's got a little screen on it. And then
Wow.
whatever you're watching, you can just press record, and it'll record it for you.
Wow, that's pretty
So
cool.
I think I'm going to give them away next. Yeah. So.
That's
So yeah, so
awesome.
right, so what, like you know, I mean, obviously, you know, the sort of thing I see. I mean, I know you. Who's the guy that you like watching? He's the Tiamat guy, isn't he? Mr. Tiamat.
Oh, Hush Puppy. I
Hush
love
Puppy.
Hush
Yeah.
Puppy.
So I've never been aware of the guy. A few people have mentioned him to me a few times, but I've never really been. I know he says he sees Tiamat.
Yeah.
Which you know, there's a good possibility he could. You know, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not saying anybody's right because who is at the end of the day?
Right.
You know, I don't like. You know, I mean, that's one thing I want to do. Russ doing this as well. I want to see, ideally, because I see these weird patterns in the sky.
Yeah.
I'd like to try and start saying, well, I've seen this. Love that cap. I love that cap. It's so good. But like because I see these patterns in the sky, And now I'm getting a bit more confident doing this. Like, people like Seven and stuff like that, because I've seen this, take a picture of it or whatever. And then I'm hoping that like I can maybe reach out and start saying to you guys, look, if you see something similar to this, take a picture. Because it seems to me, whether it's planets or Tiamat or whatever's happening or magnetic signatures or whatever, it's causing the same weather patterns to keep going around us all the time. Like, so whether we're in a dome or whatever you believe in, because like I said, I can't prove anything. I can't. I know
I
what
can't prove
I know.
anything.
Yeah, I know what I see. But like I said, I see it. But my wife goes outside. I was just saying to her on a dog walk, look at the electric blue, and she told me it looks grey, but to me it looks electric blue. So I don't know. I don't know. I just want some other sky watchers to back me up.
Well, we all know something's going on. That's for
Yeah.
sure. I mean,
Yeah.
my take on it is, look at our sky, say 5 years ago till now, and
Yeah.
if you look, it's like everything is closer now.
Yeah, it does
So
feel like that.
that's
Yeah.
telling me something is coming in.
See, that is a good point as well, and everything feels almost like you can touch it, doesn't it? I mean, I remember when I was a lad, it was like when we used to go on the army cadets, it was never like that, never. And it feels like I remember driving to a gig, and we were in the Welsh mountains, and we got a bit confused because the cloud layer was so low that we thought we were driving higher than we were. It was incredible. You're right there. Everything feels lower. And I mean, I don't know if this is another one. What's on my head? I'm sorry, Russ. I do talk a lot, but
That's all right, Dave.
but when I was younger, when I first started driving, you used to get bugs all over your screen. Yeah, during the summer. I mean, like here in the UK now, it's I used to have to get out and clean my windscreen off. But like here now in the UK, we don't get any of that anymore. Oh yeah, and I don't know what it's like where you are, but it's just I think there's all this stuff that's happening, all these changes. It's causing stuff like that. The die off of bugs and stuff like that, because I don't know. Like the birds seem to act weird. They come out late at night, don't they? Start singing at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've often said that. Sorry, Russ. I'm waffling, mate.
That's all right. You waffle all you want.
Just interject.
I'm just kind of happy to be here.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice to finally see you. It's nice to finally see people.
I mean, I want to do live streaming on my channel, but I'm working with OBS, and I still got some things to work out. But it is a good program, Dave.
I want to use OBS. Actually, I was just saying to my wife today. Actually, this one's easy. It's really easy to use.
I was talking with Mark from Wages World. If you're familiar with Mark,
I don't know. Somebody mentioned them to me the other day, and that's another channel I've never heard of either.
He watches all the sun and talks about the all the eruptions and all that from the sun.
Yeah,
he's a good guy, but he uses OBS, and I talked with him a while ago, and he was going to help work it out with me, and we just haven't connected yet.
No, so somebody mentioned him to me the other day, Wages World, and they said, check. Have you ever? And I'd never heard of him. I think I might have seen him once a couple of years ago, over on Catfish's channel once.
Hello, Liz.
Oh, see, I'm probably well behind on the chat.
No, I'm
probably well behind. Let me have a look. Let me try and catch up a bit.
Go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. So Wages Well. So like, what other channels do you watch then, Russ? Like, do you watch the Sky? I mean, obviously, bar my channel. I
watch a lot of Sky Watchers. I've subbed a lot of them that are on your channel through these live streams.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good channels. There is a couple bad ones, though. I mean, I get trolled pretty bad from this one guy.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's not. I mean, I think the best thing is like the way I'm doing this is I don't, I called suspicious observers out yesterday, but I only called him out because I just thought what he was doing, taking people's money. That's like people. It's like you getting a great big channel, Russ, and then people ringing into you and saying, "Oh, am I safe where I live?" and paying you to ask you that question, then you saying no. That's not fair. That's not fair, is it? I don't think that's fair, and I don't think. To give that sort of information out to people. But the other channels you're talking about are probably the same channels that a lot of us have had problems with.
Oh yeah,
it's moving. I like your what is it, green screen, isn't it?
Yeah,
I like that.
I don't know how it set it up like that.
Yeah, no, that's well cool. I'd try to do that, but I haven't got the technical capabilities anymore to do stuff like
I didn't do nothing. That's just how it popped up, bro.
that. Is that how it works? Is it? Have you not got a green screen behind you? I bet this is great viewing for everybody. Hello, yes, we're just here having a chat.
But I want to say hello to Seven. I'm going to
Seven in the
shout out.
house, is he?
Yeah, Seven's in the house.
Oh, is he? I'm so behind on the chat. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm gonna go straight over everybody. I can see people in. Hoax, oi, Dangerfield.
Nigel's view of things. Hello, Nigel's. Good to see you.
Nigel's a legend. He is.
Yep, Catfish's hair.
Little Wing, she keeps coming back for more every day.
Oh yeah.
Rocket Man. And Russ as well. If you want to join my channel, join below.
But Dave, it's a good way for us to unite. You know, like you say, this is a way we can figure things out.
Yeah, really, yeah. Because I know that I see what I see. Not many other Sky Watchers can really get their head around. I understand that. I do. I understand that a lot of people see like entities and stuff like that. And I went through a period of seeing all sorts of weird things that I just can't explain. I can't explain it. And so then when I come along and I'm going, and someone says to me, "Oh, there's an entity there," or whatever, I can't say no to them because I was myself a few years ago seeing strange things like that. And it's weird. That sort of faded away, and now all I see are these great big cloud patterns and that come in. Hello, that's Mrs. Russell. I just saw Mrs. Russell.
Yeah, you just saw Mrs. Russell.
Hello, Mrs. Russell.
Saying hello, Mrs. Russell.
She probably can't hear me.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. She's just checking.
Hello. And then she fades out as well. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand there's a lot of people that can't see what I see. I understand that. And I've had a lot of trouble with people saying to me, "Oh, prove it." I can't prove a thing to you. I can't. Doing this, start talking to other people, and I'm just talking on a level really, because like I can't prove anything that you say to me is wrong or right, and vice versa. And there's too much, I think, in the truther community, where like, because I'm sorry, I'm rambling again, Russ. I'm sorry, but I get really curious about that flat question. Ugh. I do, right? But if I wanted to go over and hang out in one of them chat rooms, especially with my name, Planet X Hunter, they're automatically gonna think that I'm some sort of and like I'm not gonna think the same way as them, and I want to try and get over that. Do you know what I mean? Right. Try and break them barriers down. I don't want to get on and have big debates with people, because I think there's like arguments on everybody's side. I see great big things in the sky, and I've been quite public about that for the last 7 years. Well, last 5 years really. Since I sort of clarified what I was seeing, but I can't prove to anybody that they're there. I can't. But I don't know. I just want to. I want to know what you see, Russ. I want to know what you see. What you see.
I don't know. There's something by the sun. I definitely know that.
Yeah, I think that as well. Something behind the sun. It seems to be, doesn't there? There's something behind the sun or around the sun. You know.
You brought up, or I brought up to you in one of your live streams about the chemtrails with no plane, and you said you think it was drones, and I agree with that 100%, bro.
Yeah, well, see, because what gets me, Russ, with that, like, and like any Skywatch will know in the chat, they spray so much that it's either, I don't know. Like, I mean, yesterday here was incredible. There was 5 or 6 planes at a time just going across the sky almost all day. And then that carried on into the night. A lot of people don't know they do it during the night. Now, it's either normal, or they're doing something. I mean, they've pretty much come out and said that they are spraying the skies and they're geoengineering anyway. Them, the dark overlords. No, but they have said this publicly now. But what gets me is that if they tell you something publicly, then you should probably believe the complete opposite to what they're doing. So if they're saying, "Oh, we're doing this," then they're doing something else. That's the way I always say it. Yeah, because you can't trust the word anymore that comes out of these people's mouths. Can you? They, who are they? I don't know. The dark overlords. I mean, your cap says it all, really, doesn't it? Because let's not get political, but how that guy managed to get in power is beyond me. I mean, I think that's another thing as well. It's the open corruption almost. Open corruption across the world. Everybody seems to do it. They go, "Look, you think Tiamat crashed?" They go, "Look, there we go. There's Danny there. Danny. I'm so far behind on the chat. And welcome. If anybody's just came in, it's what day
Go
is it? It's
ahead,
a
Dave.
Saturday.
Go ahead, Dave. Take a minute.
Yeah,
And say hello.
it's a Saturday. Welcome. It's if you've stumbled into the Nut House, welcome. My name's Dave. That's Russell. Russell. He's either that side or that side, depending which side my camera puts him on screen. I'm doing an Egyptian dance now. But that's Russ. We watch the sky, but I'm pretty much open to anything, really. Anything. The more fantastical, the better, really. But we do mainly watch the sky. And this is the first live chat that I've ever done with Russ. And I think he's probably ever done with me. And yeah, we're just trying to figure some things out. So welcome. And if you want to win a camera, let me just do this, Russ, as well. While there's 54 people in 54 people, welcome.
Wow. Yeah, 54.
There you go. Look,
Guys.
I'm giving a
Smash that
camera
thumbs
away.
up.
I gave a camera away yesterday to one of somebody in the chat. I'm giving this camera away. Best picture of the sky competition. The details are below, and you can enter. All you got to do is send me your favourite picture of the sky. I'm going to pick 5 in just under a month, and then we're going to put it to a live. And then you lot get to pick who wins the camera, and it's free. I don't want anything for it. So any grumpy people out there that want me to sell the camera, no, I'm going to give it away to one of these lovely people. But yeah, there we go, Russ. Sorry. And if you want to join as a member, I want your money. I don't want your money. I don't want your money at all. But if you do want to join the Nut House, you're more than welcome to. You join below.
I love
right,
the
okay.
house.
Yeah. So it says. So what's Danny put? He's put. I think Tiamat crashed into Earth. So me, Russ. And this is just me, and I'm not putting anybody down with what they believe. I've come across like three different tales, stories, call them what you want, accounts that something smashed into us. Tiamat was a great big planet. Something smashed into us, which then caused it caused the asteroid belt, which goes around Mars. We live on the remnants of it, and then the moon came from. Catfish will school me. Either came from Tiamat, Kingu, or it came from Nibiru. But I'm not sure. But that's there does seem to be accounts out there for that. And I know you said Hush Puppy because when I've watched a few videos or people that have tagged him and they're like, oh, this is Tiamat. And what I see, a great big, I don't know, things bearing down on us in the sky, But then, like I said, I'm not saying he's right, or I'm not saying I'm right. It's difficult because who really knows? None of us. We don't do it. It's difficult. It is difficult. Does Roger see the same as you?
Yes, Roger does see the same as me.
Oh, see, that'd be brilliant. I wish I actually knew somebody that saw actually in person.
I actually started a second channel with them so we could have 2 sky watchers, one from Michigan, one from Ohio.
I did see that,
share our skies, but I really want to give the channel to Roger. It's hard enough for me to keep up with just my channel.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
and I'm trying to give it over to him so he could take it over because it's already monetized and everything.
Oh yes,
but I don't know what he's gonna do.
No. Well, it's and
especially
when you've got things going on in your life as well. I suppose the last thing you're gonna put first is the sky, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm pretty busy. I stay pretty busy. I'm retired. That's why I want to do some live streaming. I want to get on there and start sharing some of my stuff, talk about it, and just see what
that's all I want to do, really. Yeah, I just want to talk to like-minded people that maybe seeing similar things to me. Because maybe I can point things out that you can't see, and vice versa. Because I've been getting schooled, Russ, every day doing this. I mean, like you've been here most days of me streaming. For the past few weeks, and I'm getting schooled every day. Every day. Oh, I am. You can learn something new every day, and I'm a great believer in that. And you can, I don't know, like music channels. I mean, you just said about Wages World. Again, I've never really gone over and given him much time. It's the channel that Risey was going on about the other day. It was that against the grain. Never even heard of them. Never heard of them.
I don't really care for Against the Grain. He's
I put him straight on my block list, but don't tell anybody.
Oh, okay. I won't.
I just because I've been like you, Russ. I think the last time I got pretty badly trolled, I think you were getting it as well, weren't you? As well, I think they'd done it pretty much the same time. I think you were getting it in the ear, and somebody else was. because they were trying to copyright claim some of your stuff, if I remember rightly, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were doing exactly the same thing to me at exactly the same time. Even though it says under all of my videos that everything is 100% mine. They're like,
Yeah.
no, it's mine. I'm like, no, it's mine. What are
I
you going on about?
really don't like sharing other people's stuff just for that
No,
fact, you
no, and
know.
I've got like that, Russ, as well, where like especially after Matt Rogers,
Oh,
I
I
know
love
he,
Matt.
yeah, and I know he had lots of problems sharing stuff, and people were copyright striking him.
Right. I think
Um,
he's shut down again.
but he's not doing it anymore. Is that right? I don't know
Yeah, I
because
haven't seen him. Him and I emailed each other all the time, and
yeah,
I've emailed him, and he has not responded back. I know he has a son that's been pretty sick,
no, yeah, that's not
and
good, is it?
he gets trolled so bad.
It's horrible, isn't it? It's horrible. I've had to change my phone. I've had to change my email loads of times.
Yep.
I mean, I've got this email that runs along the bottom now, but like I said, it's this it's got like an AI on it. So and it lets you do like cool things. So I've taken my whole block list of people from YouTube and you can dump it into there and it just filters out anybody with names or anybody similar to it. It'll just filter anything out. Yeah, and it's great, because I want to. I've all I've ever wanted to do is sort of reach out to people, and I got so badly trolled in the first few years of doing it that it just put me off completely, even interacting with anybody. I mean,
Oh
obviously,
yes.
I got to know you through Seven's channel and stuff like that. So we talk and that. So I feel like I could do this, but I've had a few other Sky watchers reach out. So I'll come on for a chat, but like I said, because I've hidden quite a lot. I feel comfortable talking to you. We've had exchanges in the past, but it's difficult when you don't know somebody. And hello, how are you? And you know, it's weird, isn't it? It's a weird one.
Oh yeah.
Would Roger ever put himself on camera then? Would he be doing a bit of live streaming or?
I think he would.
Yeah,
You know.
because it'd be nice to get a panel, wouldn't it?
Yes. I like get Seven on there.
Yeah, I'd like to do that as well because I watched poor Sev. He went in he went on somebody's chat a few months ago, I believe. About 6 months ago, I believe, and I think they brought somebody in, some guy that I don't really want to be associated with much. Not that I don't like him, but I've just had, you have your fingers burnt a little bit, don't you? And they
Oh,
brought
yeah.
him in on the chat, and I could see poor old Sev getting really sort of quite uncomfortable. But I don't know. I don't want to scare anybody off. That's the thing. I think we've all got a valid point, all of us. All of us. This is the most normal I've been in it since I've been streaming, talking to you, Russ. It's true, though, isn't it?
Welcome to the Nut House.
Yeah, well, it is welcome to the net house, isn't it? OBS is hard work. Nige just put there. Look, it is, Nige. I've been looking at it, right, and I had it all set up the other week, didn't I, Russ? I was like, yeah, I'm going to do OBS, and I
Oh,
went to go live, and it just went no,
Well,
no.
that's
But
what I'm going to be trying when I go to do a live. So
yeah. Okay, yeah, because I want to work that out, Russ. Because what it'd be nice, like if we could all. I'm not saying don't step and we can't stream at each other's times, but like if I'm doing a live, it'd be nice if Russ is in the house or Nigel's in the house. Do you want to jump on for a chat? That's what I want to do. And then if you're streaming, I'll come over to you, and then I'll just jump on your channel for a chat with you. Because
right.
because we're all on at different times. It's difficult, isn't it? Because for me now, it's what is it? It's almost 4:05 here. And what time is it? 10. So it's almost 10:05. Is that where you are?
Oh, 11:04.
Oh, it's 11:04. Okay, all right. So it's 11:04. Yeah, which is it's quite a big difference, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're 5 hours ahead of me.
Yeah, and for some reason I thought I was behind you guys. I don't know why. I don't know why I had that in my head. I don't know. And then, of course, if you're across the other side of America, you have to put that back another 2 hours. Is that right? Does that go back
Yeah,
another?
3 hours. I think California's
Oh,
3 hour difference.
that's crazy. So because you can drive from one end of the UK to the other in pretty much a day.
I don't, I don't
You
know. I
can.
drove to Washington State last February. Matter of fact, it was February 14th, Valentine's Day, to go help another. It was a subscriber of mine. I went out to help, and
Really? You
oh
meet
yeah,
your subscribers? Oh, that'd be weird.
I drove all the way to Washington State. I'm talking. It was over 3 days to get there, and she had a daughter that's bedridden, 40 some years old, really sick.
Oh,
My wife went there to help her with her daughter because she had just lost her husband, and things didn't work out. We spent one night and we had to leave.
how so?
Just
How far was
everything.
that?
Pardon me.
How far was that then for you to drive there? How far? What sort of distance is that from where you are, Washington
Over
State? Then?
2,000 miles.
Oh, mate. God,
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Oh,
And everything we offered to help her, she wanted help, and
that's incredible.
everything we offered, she didn't want to do, and we ended up leaving. My
Well,
wife
that's very, it's
got
very
into it
kind of
with
you. I
her,
mean,
and
no, what a nice thing to do to
then we
drive all that
come
way.
back. Then we come back from there and got stuck in North Dakota in a snowstorm.
See, for us over here in the UK, it's hard. It's hard to gauge the distances. So I came to Florida. 5 or 10 years ago. That was the last time I went there, and we drove down from Orlando to Miami, and that's the sort of distance from where I live to one end of the country.
Oh
So
yeah.
if you double that, that's about what's it, about 1,000 miles probably. So it's not even that. So like I mean the distance is like 2,000 miles. 2,000 miles. That's inc- that's incredible. That's an incredible distance,
Oh
and
yeah.
to drive all the way there as well, and to be a bit, but a bit of a letdown for you, I bet.
Well, we were planning on being there a good 6 weeks to help her out,
Yeah,
and she didn't want the help.
no. That's
But
crazy. Well, like because I don't
I'm
know.
not.
So if I don't know if I don't know if I'd be kind enough if somebody reached out to me and said, "Come and see me," whether I'd do that. So I salute you for that, sir. That's an incredible act of kindness.
I mean, she paid my gas to get there and that,
Yeah.
to get back, but it was just a total nightmare, and I wouldn't do it again.
No, no. I don't mean to say this, Russ, but the only person you can rely on in life is yourself, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I've been through that. I'm just saying hello to Danny's, but look, I have seen the moon flip. Anyone else? Maybe.
But I also went down. I seen Roger Paul and his family a couple years ago. The wife and I went down there and spent the weekend.
Yeah.
I tried to hook up with Seven, but we just didn't get to hook up because
Yeah, I know
Seven's not
Seven.
far from Roger.
Yeah, I know Seven's met a few of his subscribers. Yeah. Well, Nigel actually gave me his phone number the other day, but I'd be scared to use it if I'm being honest with you, Nigel.
What was that?
Nigel gave me his phone number the other day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'd be scared to use it a little bit. Like I don't feel like I know him enough to use his phone number.
Nigel's all right. He's a good guy.
No, he is. To me, after sending me this mug, this one, look.
You don't gotta be afraid of Nigel's.
No, I'm a little bit scared of everybody. I think, Russ. That's the truth. A little bit, yeah.
I gotta
little.
grab my coffee here. Just a second. Let me move this over here so I can
That's
get
all
to
right, mate.
my
That's all right.
coffee.
Let me try and catch up with. So look, I'm so behind on this chat. Ben
right
Davison.
there.
Oh, there you go. Look, the catfish is on it.
Yeah, I'm just rearranging.
Is that matey? Is it? Is that matey from Suspicious Observers? Is it Ben Davison or is that somebody else? Don't know. But he was, giving out that advice. Bricks as backdrop. Yeah, bricks as backdrop. I know that's pretty cool, isn't it? The Seer. Is that the Seer? I like that. That's a good name. The Seer.
Coffee.
Yeah, man. You got to have coffee. Coffee. All the time.
Big boy cup.
See, look, that's a cool cup. Yeah, it's not quite as cool as mine though. Look, from Nigel. This is it. This is good viewing, isn't it? This is real good.
Oh yeah, I love that cup.
What's this say down here? Look, Carla. Hello, Carla. How is Dr. Claudia Albers there? I don't know. I know she's been ill, isn't she? I believe. I don't know. I seem to be on the other side of the fence to that faction, but I don't know. But welcome, Carla, and I hope Dr. Albers is okay. I hope she's doing all right. Best kept secret.
I'm curious how many people from Michigan are here.
I don't know. I don't know. Who's from Michigan? If you're from Michigan in the chat, if you put a 1 in the chat, then Russell no. I'm not, obviously. Yeah, so like I don't know. So, have you been on like is it Sasquatches and John Boy? Because I know them two live stream a lot. Have you any interacted with them? Or?
No. The only one I ever live streamed with was China Miss Jones.
China,
years ago.
Me and Mrs. Jones. Yeah, I love China. She's crazy as well. She's just crazy like me. That's what I like about her. So school me then, Russ. What other channels should I be watching? What other channels do you watch?
I really love we're gonna say Planet X Hunter, but it's the Truth Hunters. It's Frank.
Yes.
It's Frank in Germany.
Oh, he's German, is he?
Yes.
See, I'm getting schooled again. You see, Yeah, he's got a great eye. He's put some great stuff up. I've been sharing his stuff a lot as well, and
Oh,
obviously he's got hunters in the name as well. So
yeah.
it's got,
I've talked with him. Not actually talked with him, but we email each other back and forth. He's a real good guy.
yeah.
I mean,
So sorry.
of course, I'm German. I'm American, but my ancestry's German.
German American. Ah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So like all German and oh well, it's Russia, I suppose. More Russia than German, but there's a lot of that Tartarian stuff all around that area. Ooh.
Yeah, my family moved here from Germany, so
Yeah. So when was that though, Russ? Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. I was looking at this, looking at the looking at the chat. Happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday to you.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
looking at the chat too. I was just. It don't really matter what I said. I guess I kind of
No,
forgot.
that's all right,
Name.
mate.
I
That's all right.
just
Like,
kinda-
we're both a bit new to this, so anybody in the chat, if you don't like it, bugger off.
That's right.
We don't
Log off.
care.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't care.
we don't
We
care,
don't
do we?
care. Yeah,
We don't. We are a truth movement. I like that. There you
trolls are
go.
not allowed.
Yeah, well, it's funny, isn't it, how people go out the way to be horrible, though. That's what gets me. You don't have to be horrible to people, do you? But
No.
actually, people actually go out of their way to be horrible. It's weird.
Uh,
Nige, he's put 50. There's 56 people, is there? Is there, blimey? Well, if there is, welcome. Welcome to the Nut House. That's Russell. My name's Dave. We watch the sky. We're a strange breed, but but if you like that sort of thing, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm trying to catch up with this chat a little bit.
Go ahead.
Can we see the winning picks? No, because that was so yesterday, Sander. He didn't win. What it was, you had to be in the chat to win it, and then you had to go over and put a comment on. When we do this one, I give this one away. I think I'm going to do it on the 3rd of February. When we give that away, yeah, I'll show the top 5 pictures that I picked. I won't be able to show all of them because I'm getting loads in now, Russ. I'm waking up every morning. I think I've got about 30 pictures in now, which is pretty cool.
What make is that?
What, this one? This little camera?
No, the one in the box. The one.
Yeah, this one. Yes, it's a Nikon. It's a Nikon. Yeah, it's a nice little camera. But like I said, I've got so many cameras. I don't know what to do with them anymore. I keep moving them about, and I feel like they should be used. And if somebody else can use them, then happy days,
I'm gonna step out of the picture a second.
Okay. I feel like I want to spray paint on his wall. Right, let me catch up with some of these chat. It was destroyed, became the asteroid bounce. Oh, here we go. He's on it. I love you, Catfish. I love you. I love you so much. Piper's in the house. All right, Piper. Piper. Welcome back. You can see the winning pick on the community post, Sander. Yeah, no, like I said, you won't be able to see the winning picture until February. Paula Hawk. Their plan is clearly visible on the WF website. Yeah, it is. I completely agree with you there, Paula. Welcome. You're very welcome here. Throwing truth around like that, course you are. Welcome. Planet X certainly got it right. Did I get it right? Our moon used to be called Kingu. Yeah, and it was from Tiamat. That's what I'm with you there, because I'll tell you what, I've said that to you before, Catfish. That because when it resonates with you, doesn't it? As soon as you hear it, it makes sense. Oh yeah, it just makes sense. Look, Nige is on it. Look, hit the like button. Yeah, if you want to hit it. If you don't, I don't care. It's up to you. I'm just happy you're here on a Saturday afternoon. Oh, right. Shut me up, Russell. Shut me up. Oh, is that yours? What have you got then?
That's a Canon PowerShot SX 530 HS.
Oh, very nice. You're a Canon man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't recommend this camera to nobody.
Would you not?
No.
Oh, really? I was saying yesterday, I've got Canon cameras, and I've got obviously I use a Nikon P900. I always think the Canon camera gives a bit more of a digital picture. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, and the Nikon gives more of a natural picture. But I don't know. That's
this gives good pictures, really good pictures. But as far as the zooming,
yeah,
it takes it forever to clear up.
Does it really?
That's what I don't like about it.
Yeah.
But I use that a lot, and a lot of my time lapse, I'll put it on a tripod.
That's what I do, yeah.
Or I'll use this one that Roger Paul gave me. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, we can see that. What's that one there? Yeah, so that's about.
I don't know if you
Go
can read it.
on. I can't lift it up a bit more. Lift it up a bit. AEE. AEE. Does that say?
Yep.
Yeah, very nice. It's like a
That's it.
GoPro sort of size, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And I got it here on a little tripod.
Yeah. I'll
You
do that
know,
as well. Yeah.
or I got all kinds of tripods and things,
Oh,
but I mainly use my camera or my phone.
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Because that's what I've got like now. I think the cameras have got so good on the phones, and it's so convenient just to, you can just get it out your pocket and film. That all these other cameras that I've got have almost become defunct. It's bloody phones, bloody
Yeah.
phones.
No, I do most of my filming with my phone.
Yeah,
I'll usually use my Canon when I put it on a tripod.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. I do that. Yeah, I do that with my P900. Yeah, I like that. The seer. It's hard to tell anymore for most who the gatekeepers are. Very
is
true.
is what's disappointing to me, Dave, is I used to live up north,
Yeah,
probably hour and 15 minutes from here, more
yeah,
God's country by
yeah.
Lake Huron, and I really miss that area.
Do you?
I'm in the big city now, and
Oh, you're in the city now, are you, Russ? Are
oh
you?
yeah,
Yeah, because I
oh
know
yeah.
you had to move, didn't you? You had to move. Was that last
Yeah,
year,
well,
wasn't it?
what happened to me there was I retired in Thanksgiving 2020,
Yeah.
and then June my landlord evicted us for no
Oh,
reason. Give us 30 days to move.
30 days, is that all?
30 days.
God,
Yeah,
is
that
that?
was June of 2020.
That's
So I
terrible.
only had 30 days. I couldn't find nothing, so I ended up Saginaw, Michigan, and I hate the city. I'm a
Yeah.
country boy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I live in a small town, but I want to
And
get further. I want to get further away from people.
yeah, I do a lot of recording over Lake Huron off a webcam,
Yeah,
and
I see
I
that.
tried
Yeah.
to access. I tried to access it this morning. It says I'm forbidden on the server,
Really?
so I don't know if I'll be able to film over the lake now,
No,
like that, or not.
it's like so. I used to do a lot of my film when I was driving about the country, and I'd get different perspectives, and that's where the pattern thing came in for me. Where if I was either here or I was 300 miles away, gigging somewhere else, I could see the same patterns in the sky over and over again, you know. And something's causing it. Something's causing it. I'll be quite happy if someone comes along and proves me wrong. I'll be
No, I
quite
see a
happy.
lot of the same patterns. A lot of the
Yeah.
same patterns.
So what gets me, Russ? I'm not saying it's great big planets, right? Because I can't prove that. But if the same patterns are being seen all around the world, then obviously what they tell us about how our atmosphere works or whatever is wrong. Because how can maybe they're the same, the same storms that move around us all the time or whatever. I don't know, but obviously what they're telling us isn't the truth, is it? Because if
No,
if I see a great big pattern that comes across here and then 2 or 3 days later you guys are filming almost exactly the same thing, then
yeah,
what is it? Has that weather pattern kept maintained its shape and travelled over to you? I don't know. It's weird. That's what's annoying me. Not annoying me, but
oh
these are
yeah,
the things I want to know. And then they come up with convenient new names for clouds, don't they?
oh yeah,
We're calling them this now, and we're calling them that. When I was a lad, clouds used to be big fluffy white things in the sky that used to sort of separate. Now you just get great big patterns that come around that slowly move across you, and it's
yeah. Slowly move.
yeah, it's like
Some of
like
that stuff
like
just
slowly
sits there
moves, slowly
forever.
moves across. And I know the cloud patterns, and people say, "Oh, well, the stars come out." I'm like, well, I understand that, I do, but I can't explain to you what I'm seeing. Maybe it's the angle we see them on, or maybe it is some sort of atmospheric, pressure that's causing great big patterns to appear in the sky. I don't know, but I'm open to anything really. I am, you know. I've been down so many rabbit holes that I seem to be fixated on this one for a bit. I seem to have got stuck on it. Oh, I can't get off it. Yeah, I know. So yeah, anyway, look, I'm just waffling. I'm trying to catch up with this chat.
Go
So
ahead and look. Go ahead and shout out the chat a little bit, Dave. I'll
yeah, I'm
sit
just trying
here
to have a
and
look. I'm just trying to have a look. So
go ahead, bro.
welcome back. Welcome back. Always thought most writings ever have been reflecting on a great horrible destruction. There seems to be some sort of reset, doesn't there? I think that happens, and I think right across the Truther community, I think a lot of people believe that. When you look at the Tartarian guys and all, there seems to be proof that they seem to reset the world. I don't know how, whether it's this from above or whatever, but something seems to happen on a regular basis. It seems to me. I don't know. What do you think, Russ? What do you think?
I
Or they
don't know
don't.
what to think, Dave. I'm just kind of la la land right now.
It feels like that, doesn't it? And like we seem to be getting it from all angles, don't we? I mean,
Oh
we're
yeah,
we're we're all crazy enough over here as it is, and then
oh
you step back out into the real world, and it's like some sort of weird, strange dystopian movie that's playing out right in front of us
yeah.
all.
I just watched one of Carlos's videos, and
Yeah,
it looked a lot like the sky that I've captured.
yeah. Well,
The same cloud patterns and everything.
I think the more you watch it as well, I mean, it drives me mad watching other people's videos because I'm like, oh, like the screensavers on the TV. They put the like screensavers up like you used to get on your computer, and every screensaver they put up has got one of these things that I can see in the sky. It drives me mad. It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it won't leave me alone, Russ. It won't. It won't leave me alone.
No.
Right, let me try and catch up. Catch up. All right, Packer. Look, I've got a couple of Dangerfields lot in here. I bet you all think I'm a madman. Hey, let me catch up. Let me try and catch up. Oh, the chat's going real fast today. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Everyone's saying hello, 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 hello. Animals and people are acting funny. I agree with that. Oh, I like that. I
Goes
do
too
like that.
fast, you can put it in slow mode, dude.
Yeah, what it is, I just waffle, don't I? I'll answer somebody's question and then waffle for 10 minutes about nothing. It's weird watching yourself back, Russ. I've learned more about myself that in the last couple of weeks than I think in the last 46 years.
Nah.
My brother-in-law came round today because obviously it was my wife's birthday, and I apologised to him because he used to work with me. He was in my band for 10 years, and I had to say to him, I said, look, I'm really sorry. And he said, why? And I said, because I'm a madman. I said, I didn't realise until I started streaming how mad I am. And he was like, yeah. He said, he often said, like, he wondered, oh, actually, one of the guys in the band said to him once, yeah, has Dave got an off switch?
Now, were you,
Because what you see is what you get.
did you play an instrument?
I didn't know. So I played the drums. Boom.
Okay.
Love playing the drums. Always been a bit of a beat man. And I was a singer. So yeah, I was a singer, but I was, for a very long time. I don't regret it, but now I'm older. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm faced with getting a real job. Maybe I should have done that a long while ago, but it's been an interesting ride anyway. But are you musical, Russ? Are you?
Oh, I play lead guitar, some
Oh, do
rhythm.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, because I was Gators was over here in the chat, weren't he, as well?
Oh yeah.
A few days ago, yeah, and he plays the guitar as well.
Yeah,
I do- I-
him and oh, I'm trying to think of his name.
I watched Sasquatch this morning, and he streamed for like 9.5 hours.
Let me see. I'm gonna look see if who I'm talking about's in the chat here.
So do
Oh,
you?
Tony
Oh,
plays guitar.
What Tony Skywatcher? Tony,
Yeah,
Tony, my old
yes.
mucker. Yeah, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. He's not far from me either. Yeah, he plays the guitar as well. I used to tinkle a little bit. My wife plays the guitar brilliant. She plays bass guitar and she can play guitar brilliant.
Oh,
She's
I'm
like
not brilliant. I'm not brilliant. I got a Fender Strat and I've got a Court hollow box.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I've got a Squire. Is it Fender Squire? Is it?
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually it's a Fender Squire, but was it no Fender, no teleacoustic, the teleacoustic.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's a Telecaster, but it looks just like an electric guitar, but it's actually half acoustic, so you can just play it as an acoustic as well.
Okay, what is it? The hollow box?
Yeah, it's only about
Right.
that deep. It's only about that deep though, yeah. But
Right.
really nice guitar. Yeah, I actually brought it on a whim like 25 years ago. Oh, I'm going to buy a guitar. I brought it before I had kids, and I wasn't skint all the time. And I learned to play a bit of basic guitar on it, but my wife absolutely loves it. She plays it to death.
Wow.
So it's a lovely guitar, yeah. And she's got a great big Fender Jazz bass because she used to play bass. She was a professional bass player when I first met her.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's got a great big Fender Jazz. Yeah, we got a little studio outside. We turned our shed into a studio, obviously, because we were musicians and we had loads of gear.
Yeah.
loads of speakers, and obviously we couldn't squeeze them in our house, so we converted our shed into a studio.
I started out reading music.
Oh, you can read music, can you?
Well, a little bit.
You
But
can read like tab and that, is it? Yeah, like,
reading music is a lot different than just playing.
yeah.
Uh,
So
you get into the
I
theory and all that, it gets confusing.
yeah. I did a bit of that, Russ. I think I've been singing for probably about 12 years, and then I decided because like, obviously I was going to do it for a living that I better go and get some lessons.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I went and had some lessons, and to be fair, it did me the world of good. It helped me use my voice better. But then towards the end of my singing career, then my voice started to go. I'd lost all my high range, so
yeah.
it turned into this like
I know
making
when I
weird.
first started reading music, a friend of mine had me go to his church and we played a song, and I was reading my sheet music.
Yeah,
They're playing, and the furnace above me kicks on
right.
and blew my sheet music away, so I got lost. I'm
Oh, did you?
just standing there like a dumbass.
Uh, so
And
can you only play with music then, or can you freestyle as well?
I can freestyle.
Yeah,
I got out of the reading,
yeah.
get out of that theory.
Oh, I've had so many embarrassing moments on stage. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't even explain to you so many.
because all
Really
I
weird.
really need, Dave, is someone to play with,
Yeah,
so I can grow at it.
yeah. I lost my passion for music a bit. I said this, haven't I, over the past few weeks, but because I was singing stuff that not that they weren't great songs, because they were. They're like classic songs to get people on the dance floor. But when you sung them thousands of times, you start to lose your passion for it.
Yeah,
And it's not till I've started doing this, to be fair. And there are a few people in the chat, Piper in the chat, and a few other people recommended some bands to me, and it's what it's done. It's started to ignite my love back in music again, because I love music. It's been my whole life, but I feel like I've had it beaten out of me. Ugh. you know,
excuse me.
that's all right. That's all right. No problem, mate. No problem. Right, let me try and catch up with some of these. They
Okay.
could be terraforming. I like that, Danny. Oh, I like that as well. They could be terraforming with all the spraying. I don't know. There's one there that I think we all want to show the skies, and regardless of our convictions, looking for an answer to what we are seeing. I like photography. I'm with you there. I'm with you there, Carlos. Carlos. I'm there with
Carlos.
you. Yeah, he's a legend, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, Daryl.
he's another great sky watcher. He is. He's
Oh yeah, I love Carlos.
Yeah, man. He's like, I agree with you there, Carlos, as well. Because none of us can prove it, can we? And what it is, I think it's just been nice to talk about it without people falling out and getting grumpy. What I don't like, Russ, and some of these other channels, is that they want to tell you what you're seeing. And then if you disagree with them, then they start having a go at you. And it's like, well, that's not an open discussion, is it? That's somebody telling you, oi, oi, I'm seeing what I'm seeing. You've got to see what I see, and that's not the way it is. Everyone sees everything different, don't they? Everybody.
I'm just moving.
That's all right, mate. That's all right. You keep fading in and out. It's well weird. Ooh.
I was sitting on my bed so I could get to my coffee. Now I'm back in the chair.
That's all right, mate. 7. There he is. 7. Yeah, see, like, so it's me and Steph, I feel like we're the old guys doing this. We've been around for ages, like on YouTube, showing people the sky. Look at the sky. 7. Knee-jerk reactions are being fostered. Ooh, I like that as well. I really love you guys, really. But really, my brothers. It's very nice of you. Catfish is always dropping. I love Catfish. I do. I love Catfish because he's got so much good stuff to say, and he's had loads of hassle from loads of people, and it's not fair. And it's people like that do my head in. Do you know what I mean? Because like he's got just as much to say as anybody else, and it's probably a lot more valid than other people as well. But it drives me mad, Russell. It drives me mad, and it's nice to be actually talking to you. It's weird, isn't it?
Talking to you.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because I said, I went on to see Super Dave the other day. Oh, I was just watching Nicole. I was just watching you earlier as well, Nicole. Ooh. She's almost showing herself. I think what we need to do, Russ, because Nicole, she likes the paranormal. Ooh.
Oh.
And I'd like to get people on like Nicole as well, because she does like great card readings and stuff. Maybe get her on and do a reading for me. or for you, maybe, Russ. I don't know. Or for you.
I really don't need no readings.
Oh, I don't know. We could all do one, maybe. Wolf Moon.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'll
Wolf
do my
Moon.
own readings.
That's it, mate, isn't it? Let's have a look. See who else is here. Let's have a look. I'm trying. I'm trying. There's loads of stuff being dropped and everything. Loads of truth. Oh, I like this. The seer. Uh, I like that as well. I like that. Very nice. I'm trying to get to some more of these. I'm sorry, Russ. I'm sorry.
No
Parallel pa-
problem.
parallel construction. I do apologise a lot to people. I do that. I've done that all my life as well. I'm
Mm.
sorry. I don't even know what I'm sorry for. Hey, look, Danny watches. He watches Paul Rogers. So there was a couple of other guys that used to be about. I know we lost Rap the News, didn't we? Bless him.
Yeah, we also lost Mike in Florida.
Yeah. That's another one I don't know. Oh, see, I'm like, who was somebody mentioned yesterday? That's sad as well. That, like, so that's two great Sky watchers as well that have gone. But somebody else mentioned a guy yesterday that I don't know about. Mike Around the World, is that right? Mike Around the World.
Yeah,
Do you
Mike
know?
from around the world.
I don't know who that is.
He's on Pastor Paul Begley's channel on Thursday nights.
Ah, right. Okay, right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm completely unaware. A lot of these channels I don't watch.
He talks a lot about Planet X and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on it then, Russ? Because there's obviously loads of different stories out there about it, isn't there? Is it real? Is it not? Is it 360 years? Is it 3,600 years? Is it 10,000 years that someone quite rudely tried to point out to me the other day? There's all these, is it real at all? Is it even there? Ugh.
I
I don't
believe
know.
it's real. I believe
Yeah, I mean, to me, I've got a bit lost on that Lost Book of Enki as well. Now I know it's Zachariah Sitchin and people like, oh, he was like, he works for the CIA or whatever. But it's a very interesting book, very interesting, and it seems to be a simplified version of our history. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But at the moment, when I read that book, it resonates. I can sort of feel it in my chest. Does that make sense to you? Like, when something resonates with you.
Oh yeah.
And it seems to be a very simplified version. And then I look at people like Michael Tellinger, and I love Michael Tellinger, and he seems to be like adapting his narrative to be sort of fixing along that sort of line, that Zachariah Sitchin and New Kai, mining culture that came here and created us. So I don't know. I mean, because this is what runs through my head, Russ, every single day. Can you imagine my poor wife has to put up with this? She does every day. She does. Oh, I like that. They go, look, oh, great Michigan Sky picks out there. Yeah. How many people did we find out? How many people were in from Michigan? I don't know if we did find out how many people.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Sharon's salary.
So there you go. The Rocket Man's in German. You're German. German. That's really cool. Because I'm getting to know where people are a bit more now. And like I said, once we get going with this a bit more, I know I keep saying get going with it, but I've needed a few weeks to settle in to try and get comfortable doing it. And now I'm comfortable, and I'm quite happy. People can jump in, we can have a chat, because that's what we want, isn't it? That's what we want. There you go. Here you go. Look, Russ. There you go. Look, I have German ancestry too. There you go. Sky Sailor.
I'm still not real comfortable, but I'm doing it.
Yeah, but I think I think the secret is, Russ, it's just to be yourself. Because, I'm putting my warts and all out there. I'm just good. If I say stupid things all the time. I'm always doing. The guys used to get in the van, and I'd say, "Welcome to the van." Literally, say that to them. So I figure if I just put myself out here, I like smoking a bit of weed. I like drinking coffee. I like asking stupid questions that we're probably never going to be able to answer, but that's the stuff that fascinates me. I feel like if we're all we're here to do, Russ, is to work, and then, and that's it. It just feels like a waste of time to me. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? So, I don't want to get too personal with you, but have you got kids, Russ? Have you got children?
I got two twin boys I raised since they were 6. My stepsons. One passed away. After his mom died.
All right.
My first wife, I was married to 25 years. She passed away of cancer, lung cancer.
Oh, that's sad, isn't it?
Then 11 months after she passed, my stepson passed away.
Oh.
And his twin brother had brain cancer, where they take his skull right off, scrape the brain, put it back on. They did that twice to him, and he
that's awful.
ain't going back. He seems to be doing fine. He's what 50 years old.
Right. Okay.
I have my biological son. He's a Russell too,
Russell.
and he's 40, 45, something like that.
Oh, same age as me then almost. I'm 46, so
Oh,
we're
yeah.
46
Yeah,
in
you
about
could
a
be my
month.
son, Dave.
Oh, there we go then. You see, yeah. So when I was in my band towards the end, I had a young guy that worked for me, and he was 21, but very very talented, very very talented. And I should have probably give up, but he sort of like coaxed me. He's like, yeah, come on, let's do the tour again. I was like, oh. He was 21 and I was 40, so I was twice his age, and I was like, every time I went on stage, I'd go, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name's Dave, and this is my son. And he hated it. But he literally could have been my son. And it started to make me feel old. I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Yeah, if anybody should feel old, it's me. I'll be 69. I'll be 69 in October.
69, dude. 69 is the best number, isn't it?
And taking it from a 69-year-old, our sky is not right.
No, it isn't, mate. No, it isn't. So there's me. Like, you're gonna have to rein me back in. Anybody that ever wants to come on for a chat with me, you're gonna have to rein me back in if you want to talk about the sky. Because once you set me going,
I just don't understand how people cannot see the change.
No, I can't either, Russ. That's what gets me. Like, like great big yellow lights in the sky. Blue, almost ultra white blue lights coming out of the sky. The pink is the one that gets me. Bright pink, just like incredible pink colours. And people just, oh yes, red sky at night. No.
Yeah. Well, you got the sun right here.
Yep.
When it's setting, if you look over to the right, it's either red's either over here or over here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you got the yellow. I mean,
it's crazy. It's proper crazy. Schools teach Rothschild's rules. Planet sitting right across the street there. Look, I like that. It's right across the street.
57.
Sorry?
Nigel's 57.
What, Nigel? Nigel, are you doxing Nigel? He's 57, is he? Right.
Yeah.
Let me look here. What's this one say? Hungarian ancestry here. Yeah. Thanks a while. You're obsessed with the moon. Good. If you're obsessed with the moon, good. Good. There is something strange about the moon. Something fascinating. It fascinates me, the moon. It does fascinate me. It does.
Yeah, what's on the dark side of the moon?
Yeah, see, because that's, like I said, Russ, I've got all these bloody questions. I have more questions than I have answers,
Dark side of the moon in Antarctica got something in common.
Yeah, see, it's the Antarctica question. Oh, that one gets me all the time. Is it there? Don't drop my camera. Oi. I haven't dropped your camera. Dennis, don't drop my camera. But yeah, the moon fascinates me. That was one of I suppose one of the first things I ever sort of photographed, really, with a telescope. I had a big telescope, and I used to film it when I was younger, a lot younger. There you go. Look what Nigel's got. Look what you got here, Nigel. Nikon D7000. Yeah, like I've got two in there, Nigel, but they're knackered. One of them had like 3 million impressions on the little chip inside. This camera has taken 3 million pictures.
Wow.
Yeah, I've knackered so many pictures. So many cameras, Russ. So many of them. There you go. You've got a Nikon P900. I like the P900. I know people have got.
No.
I've got a £39 action cam.
I got 2 portable hard drives just full of videos and pictures.
Oh,
I think I go back to 2018.
That's brilliant, because what that does to us, that makes me feel completely normal to hear other people out there are just as mad as me. Terabytes full of pictures, and you can't delete them. You can't delete them either.
Well, I've been deleting some of them just so I can add new instead of buying another hard drive.
See, but you're doing the same as me. You're deleting pictures you think you won't need because you need to put new ones on there.
Right. I don't want to buy another portable hard drive if I don't have to.
No, I've got 4 2-terabyte hard drives, and I've got 2 terabytes on my Apple storage, and it's all full, all of it. Oh, yeah. Just with pictures of the sky. So I'll lead a very sad existence. I do. I do.
DN, hello. DN. 7, come on.
Yeah, well, I don't know. How do I do this then? Does Seven want to come on, or somebody else want to come on for a chat? Because I'm just waffling, and on now. I am just waffling. I need to get to the other end of the
Come
chat.
on,
Hold on.
Seven.
Just let me whip this down here. Look. I've missed so many. I've missed so many
Come on,
comments. I'm sorry.
Seven.
Yeah, Seven. Do you? I don't know. Do like I can try
Seven
and.
ain't shy.
I know he's not shy. He's a madman. He's a madman, a bit like me. I can't see what he's saying. I don't know. He's subbing to people. That's what he's doing. Let me drink some more coffee.
Go ahead. Mine's done. I had 2 cups. That's enough for me.
No, it's about my ninth, I think. I was hoping my wife was going to refill me before she went to pick my pick my daughter up, but I think she forgot.
Seven, you gonna come on, bro?
He said, "I'll come in." Right. So what I have to do then, Sev? Then I have to share this invite. Is that right? Invites. So I have to copy that. It's all new to me. It's all new to me. Right, there we go. Right, Sev, I'll put this in here then. Look. There. I think you've got to follow that in, I think. You click on that, you can come in. I think you can. Hey. Ugh, I get to speak to Seven. That'd be well weird. Ugh.
Oh, yeah.
Seven. Lucky Seven's all around. It's Daryl's birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daryl. Happy birthday to you. Hey.
Da, 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 da.
Oh. I think that's about me. That one cup a day, I'm hitting that manic state now.
Happy birthday, Daryl.
Yeah, like coffee's coffee keeps me going. Coffee, Mr. B, welcome. Shadows, rays from different directions, and the moon. Yeah, it is all the time. Well, I think most of us can agree, or what most of us that watch the sky can agree with that, can't we? There's something wrong with the moon. There's something wrong with the sky. That's what it is. Something crazy wrong with the sky.
Something wrong with us.
I've just refused to pretend to be somebody that I'm not anymore. I can't be bothered. I can't, if people either like you or they don't they? That's what I think. Right, so I don't know if that's worked. If Seven, he's probably trying to come in. I don't know.
What you doing, Seven?
Bless him. He's trying to figure out. I think it's quite early for that in there as well, isn't it? I think he's probably just
type something, Seven.
He's probably just out of bed. No.
Well, I had to set up my mic and my webcam for me to get in, so you might have to do that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to get that OBS working, Russ. That's what I want to do, because I can set up a camera outside, and then I can have 2 different cameras in here, and then I can switch to the camera outside, like live, which would be brilliant.
Yeah,
that's the sort of thing I want to do. Talk about it. Oh, I've got so many pictures to share. What I'd like to do is say, look, I've taken this picture, and then get other people to go away and say, oh, well, I've taken this picture. Oh, there he is. Look. Let me add him in. Look. Oh, look at that. That's 7. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible.
All right.
Very nice. I feel like I want to shake. I feel like I want to shake your hand. Hey, man. 7. The legend, the man, the myth. 7. You are, mate. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Are you not working today?
I go in later.
Yeah. What time is it where you are, Seb?
Let me see. It's almost noon.
Oh, I've got to say, right, I literally do sound like a child, don't I? Your voice is so low through my ears. It's incredible. You got a baritone. It's so low, Seb. You sound amazing. Go on, sorry.
No, you are my, yeah.
Oh,
my
so low. Oh, it sounds incredible. You got such a low voice. It sounds incredible.
No, Luke. I am your father.
Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible, man. It's incredible. It's very nice. I feel like I'm finally meeting some people. It's great.
7's my grandson.
Yeah. He's got such a. Can you hear him, Russ? He's so low, isn't he? Like in my ears.
Oh yeah.
It's coming in. It's like, oh, really low.
Low and loud.
It's incredible. So yeah, so 7. You're partly the reason that I watched the sky. You gave me the confidence to start posted about this guy about 7 years ago. 7 years ago, ironically, his name's Seven, by the way, everybody. It's not Stephen. His name's Seven. Seven, the legend. Yeah. So like, yeah, you're part of the reason that gave me the courage to do it. I mean, obviously, it's taken me 7 years to get in front of the camera, but I think when I stumbled across your channel, like, especially in the first 2 years when I felt really like in a manic state about it, your channel sort of leveled me out, because I was like, oh, somebody else is seeing it, somebody else is seeing the weirdness, that's what I felt anyway. So, and I feel a bit starstruck now I'm talking to you.
Well, it's an honor. It really is an honor to be here. And, Planet X, your perspective and your style of filming and photographing is top notch. And you've really elevated, in my opinion, you've elevated the quality and the sincerity of this entire community.
Oh, well,
I agree, Seven.
Thank you very much. I don't take compliments very well. You're a musician, Sev. You're probably like me. It's weird, isn't it? But honestly, that means so much to me, because all of it for me came around quite organically. I'd looked into all this and I'd sort of rubbished it off a long while ago. And then I had a week that I can't explain that sort of changed my life. And I've been quite open. I was coming off drugs at the time. I was in a battle with drugs. So I was putting it down to everything. I'm seeing weird stuff in the sky because my body's getting back to normal. I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that. But what happened is, as the drugs got out of my system, I just started to see it clearer, and every single day. And I wasn't trying to me, it was just an outlet. I just wanted to put what I was seeing out there, and if anybody else could see it, then I was happy. And you were sort of the first person, like I said, I stumbled across. Oh, like, Seven sort of seeing the same sort of thing as me, So, and then that gave me the courage to put it out there. I wasn't expecting my channel to grow like it did. All just very organically. I wasn't going after. I know some people get on YouTube and they try and make a channel. I'm trying to make a channel or whatever, and they've got a plan in mind. I had no plan in mind. My plan was to just show the sky. I still make the same format of video.
Be right back, guys.
Yeah, all right, Russ. Yeah, I still make the same format of video now that I did 7 years ago. Nothing's changed. It's just a very simple video, and it shows the sky, because I don't know what else to do. And again, Seven as well, I've got to give you credit for this. Without you, I don't think, and watching you, I've watched you so much, bare your soul, because you do have to bare your soul, don't you? To you, like watching you bare your soul, and people like Catfish and actually putting themselves out there and talking about it has finally given me the courage to put myself and do it. Do you know what I mean? And without people like you, I know that it's lonely, isn't it? Your family can't see it; they think you're mad, And I often sit there talking to you through the camera, and you can't hear me, but like I'm talking to you now, I'll often talk to you. Like you'll be saying something, and I'll be talking back to you. My wife's like, "What? Who are you talking to?" I'm like, Seven. I'm talking to Seven. Leave me alone. Yeah, it's weird. I have strange synchronicities. You'll say something in one of your videos, and I know it's probably maybe like, oh, I heard it on your video, so then I'm more hyper aware of it the next day. But you'll say something or mention a film or a book or something weird like that, and then I'll have a little synchronicity. And then I think it was last year you said, oh, I've been dreaming or whatever, and I'd had a dream about you, not you, nothing weird or anything, but you popped up in my dream. It was very weird. And then I was chatting to you in your chat on the live stream, and you were going, yeah, I was seeing some of you in my dream last night, and it almost coincided. I'm not saying it was or whatever, because again, you what can you prove? But I just seem to have had a weird, almost the same experience as you, right across the other side of the world, and I've sympathise with you a lot, mate. The family can't see it. Oh, my mum's, but I think my mum said once, he's going mad. He's going mad. Yeah, it's all right. He'll be fine. Just agree with him. He's going mad. But now I'm sitting on YouTube. There's 50 odd people watching us, and and I think she's starting to understand that, like, maybe other people, and you've said this loads of times, maybe some of us just see things differently. Maybe we see an extra 0.1% of the light spectrum that other people don't see. I don't know what it is. It's something strange like that. You get a pineal crunch. I get that. I get like a weird. It sounds like somebody's crunching up a sweet wrapper. Yeah, yep. Or like a sweet wrapper, like that. Yeah, and it's not my neck because I thought I was getting old. Maybe my neck's getting a bit creaky. Yeah, but that's what I thought. But it's not. It's like there, right? Like yeah, sort of like where my ear is. About where my ear is. Yeah, but like and it's sort of it's like a so it's like somebody's crunching up a bit of paper, and the ringing. You see that I mean, you could hear the ringing. I mean, how many conversations have we had on your channel, or in your chat room about this just constant ringing all the time? And I've come to just like you and probably like Russ, where I've had to learn how to tune it out, because otherwise it would have drove me mad. Like literally drove me mad. Yeah, it's crazy. And it makes me feel a bit better that now I'm actually speaking to you as well. It's incredible. I do feel a little bit starstruck. I just feel a little bit starstruck. I want you to say something because it booms in my ears really low.
Well, I think that all of us gathering together in these chats is really beneficial because catfish is on point. The pineal crunching, the influence that we feel from the human resonance, the insane magnetic waves, not being able to sleep, the invasive thoughts. Catfish is he's not second guessing himself like I do sometimes. He knows that this is influences that have to do with powers far beyond anything that the human race has ever experienced before, to this degree. And if we don't stick together as empaths and as sky watchers, then in our isolation, we may very well go mad. But together, we're stronger.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel, mate. Just like like the more I do this, the more comfortable I get doing it. The more I want to just talk to other people. I just want to talk to other people about it. Like, can you see? I'm not saying we're right. I'm not saying it's Planet X, but until I get a better explanation, that's what it is to me. Until somebody gives me a better explanation, that's what I see. And I finally feel, especially these last few weeks have been a revelation to me, because I finally feel like I'm not alone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not, and you've all been very kind and watched my videos over the years. But now I'm actually talking to people, like today, especially more so than anything. But over the past few weeks, I feel like I don't know, like maybe we could figure some of this stuff out more. I don't know, but it's just this. It's the horrible people, Seven, that have done me. I know they've done you over the years as well. People can just be horrible, can't they?
Yeah.
And if we stick together, and if someone comes in and starts going, "Oi," it's like this. Just go, right, get out. You got the power in the mouse. It's amazing,
Well, I've only really had a cell phone and access to the internet and YouTube since I started my channel 7 years ago or so. I've seen a lot of videos and content that I might not like, or I think it's boring, but I never leave a comment.
No.
To a snide, nasty little comment, a pejorative or a judgment. If I don't like something, I move on, and I still thumbs up. Yeah. And I still thumbs up.
I do exactly the same, and I think creators do that, because if you go and watch somebody's video or whatever, vlog or whatever they're doing live stream, how hard it is to do what they're doing, because it takes time. Like, I've done all my stuff on my phone for 7 years, and I've spent so much time on my phone making films and stuff like that even like you said, if I go in and watch somebody's video and I don't agree with it, unless they've said something that offends me so much that it makes me which is, I don't think it's ever happened, I always just give them a thumbs up. And then if I do like it, I'll put a nice positive comment down there. Now, I'm not saying if people aren't putting the truth, then people should call you out. But if people are taking the time to make content and it's non-offensive and stuff like that. And people still just are just horrible and disgusting about it. I can't stand it. I've had so much of it over the years. You know, I've had the police around my house, all sorts of stuff for running a YouTube channel. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, I think you're right there. Like, you know, if we could all be a bit more like that, we could all be a bit more, you know,
well,
empathic. You know,
empathic. And something that I talk about all the time is the fact that Skywatchers, we have drawn attention to ourselves. And there is something called the convergence negative or demonic influence or and it goes way beyond censorship. I'm talking about the fact that we are frontliners and it carries a huge responsibility because something follows us, something pays attention, something influences all of our sky. I hate saying it, but we're marked people.
Well, and you know, yeah, like so that's run through my head loads, you know, like because I've had so much negative, like drawn towards me doing this. That you ask yourself that question, don't you? Because, you know, I like to think I'm a rational person or quite rational. You know, I like to try and, like, you know, there's got to be another explanation for it or whatever before I get to the fantastic. But I've had so many weird things happen, like, you know, strange, not nice things happen to me that you know, you do start to ask yourself, I'm not sitting here paranoid. I don't smoke weed and drink coffee and go, oh, there's people watching me, because I don't think there is. But I think maybe when you talk about certain things that you definitely get flagged, don't you? You definitely get flagged. You definitely maybe go on a list, a watch list or whatever, you know, but I can't stop that. Like, you know, like you putting yourself out there all these years, you know, you either do it or you don't you? And I think people that hide behind comments, they're the weaker ones, because you have to expose yourself to what you do, Russ, don't you? It's quite exposing, putting yourself on a camera, and then going, oh, I'm going to broadcast this for anybody to see. It's quite an exposing experience, isn't it? You know what I mean? And you know, if people don't like it, bugger them. But no, I think you're. No, but I think you're right. I think maybe you do go on a list. I don't know, because I had this conversation with Catfish as well, because when we were both getting trolled at the same time, and you know, was it the same people? I don't know. It sort of seems that way, but you never have any conclusive proof. It was the same bunch of people targeting us all, or targeting especially me and Catfish, but I don't know. Well, you know, are they here now in the chat? Ooh,
well, I'm talking about something even more insidious than people.
The pictures. I sent you that picture a couple of years ago. Do you remember? I sent you.
Which one?
It was a weird picture I sent you. It's like a red demonic picture. I sent it to Nicole in the chat as well. And I can't explain that, Seven. Something that looks like a graveyard outside my window. And I took a picture, and there's not a graveyard there.
Well, but what I'm saying is even before we started our channels, something has been on us our whole lives. It's part of why we are musicians and artists, empaths, gardeners, sky watchers.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Way before we became channels, there's been a certain influence, which I call the convergence negative, that would love to have led maybe you or I to an early death by drugs and alcohol, or might want somebody to get a flat tire, or might want somebody to get distracted. There's an energy source that's been watching us our whole lives, and that is part of why we're frontliners, because we're coming against that negative energy.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I do tend to have like just little things all day that just go wrong, you know, like a little succession of things, and like I just think to myself, no, it's all right, just keep going, you know, don't get annoyed at it. And I've got a very addictive personality, very bad, and I got led down. You know, I often say, as a musician, Seven, it's the highway to, so it's the stairway to heaven, or it's the highway to hell, and it's easier to get in the car and drive to hell. It is, and it's harder to climb that stairway to heaven. It's harder to climb the stairway to heaven because you have to put effort and time and you know, yeah. But it's easy to get in the car. Now I'm not perfect. I'm exposing myself, and I said I'd be honest with everybody. I battled. I was in that car for a long while, speeding that way. Do you know what I mean? Until all this started happening to me. And, you know, I'm not saying I found God or anything like that, because I know everyone's got a different belief on that. But what's happened to me, I can't explain. I've tried to I've talked to my parents about it. I've talked to my wife about it until she's blue in the face. I still can't explain what's happened. I can't. And, you know, there definitely seems to be, it's the eternal battle of good and evil. That's what seems to be going on. You know, and, you know, we seem to be living in a time now where, I don't know, like this, whether you want to call it evil or a dark force or whatever, but it seems to be getting more bold as time goes on. Bolder and bolder, open corruption. You know, like the people that are supposed to be in power are just, you know, corrupting everything. You know, we've had the world turned upside down, isn't it, in the last 5 years? I mean, literally turned on its head. You know, I'm coming here for a bit of normality. And then I know when I open that door that I've got to go back into madness, you know, like just, yeah, but it's a different sort of madness. This is, to me, this is more normal than what's waiting for me through the door, because it's bills and hassle and, you know, migration into our country and ignoring our people. You know, it's just all sorts of open corruption everywhere. It's driving me mad. And I'm sure a lot of other people feel the same. And when you're working class, like we all are, it's very hard to pull yourself out of it, isn't it? You know, because you get bogged down in the system. Oh, I can't get out. Feel like you're drowning in it, don't you? You do. And I think that dark energy, whatever it is, you know, seems to be amassing. But that's why, partly the reason I want to do this, to try and draw people back together. You know, I don't want to be afraid of people anymore. I don't want to be afraid of talking to people and the trolls, you know, hiding. I feel like I've been hiding for 7 years behind my camera, and I don't want to do that anymore. Do you know what I mean? You know, screw the darkness.
Right on.
Well, that's the way I feel about it. You know, I just think, you know, we should just put ourselves. Oh, you know, I don't know. If more of us put ourselves out here and expose ourselves, then we're gonna, you know, people trust you more, don't they? You know, it's very hard to hide who you are when you do this. You know, and if you're going to come on here and try and be a character or whatever, then you're very quickly going to lose that facade, aren't you? You've got to put yourself out there for who you are, warts and all. That was especially for you. Yeah, but I see, but I only do that, Seven, because I've been a singer all my life for like 25 years. So I do strange warm-ups, you know, on stage before I was going on stage. Before I was going on, you know. Yeah, and I'd sing silly stuff to myself. Yeah, like what was the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I do stuff like that to warm up. So I'm quite comfortable in front of a microphone. But for podcasting, I do this a lot, don't I? I'm doing this all the time, like. But I can't hide who I am. If I'm going to stream to people, then you've just got to be dead honest with who you are, aren't you? You know, and if you like me, you like me. If you don't, I don't care anymore. I don't. I just want.
We don't care.
No, I just want to talk to people that feel the same as me. I think the Truther community as well. We're all. You get locked into your own little bit, but all of it fascinates me. All of it, and all of it could be possible. And all of it, I think, and you'll like this, Sev, I think more of our reality is a bit more like Tolkien. Yeah, Lord of the Rings. That's our proper history, where there was these different creatures that were here, and we live on some sort of Middle Earth realm, something like that. Seems to be more of our truth, because that's why stuff like that resonates with millions or billions of people across the world when they read them books, because they read it and they're reading maybe something that's in that's true in our past, giants and stuff like that. You know, it resonates with people, doesn't it? You know, and I think our true past is being hidden from us. And I think if we knew where we come from, we could be so much more than we are. Does that make sense? I'm just waffling now, and I waffle.
It does make sense, and and the evidence is being uncovered daily all over the world. The discovery of pyramids, the discovery of all kinds of ancient sites like Göbekli Tepe.
Absolutely.
The really intricate stonework in Machu Picchu and all over the world. The alignment of the pyramids with Orion and with other star systems. I mean, even Serpent Mound, which is an hour away, is a star. It's a star chart. It's a star chart with the coordinates to Draco. How the ancient people even knew about Draco when we've only known about it in the 20th century, and with modern astronomy and the fact that the ancient peoples were able to connect with the stars and create star charts all over the world. Then all of a sudden the flood, then the extra or the added 1,000 years of time. Absolutely. It's really interesting how modern academia and modern archaeology and historians have seemed to have added 1,000 years since Christ, and yet want to say that our past history is only about 5,000 years old. Yeah, to me, that is a warning sign to try to stop our minds 5,000 years ago, and to hide the fact that so much more happened in the ancient world. That disturbs me.
Yeah, there seems to be as well this, like, because I've been down this Tartaria thing for years. Not like even before it becomes sort of all trendy and that. I've got a map up here behind me, just there. And I bought that map 15 years ago. It's a print of a map that shows Tartaria on it. And there seems to be, I think, this lost technology that we don't know about. And just because maybe like they weren't walking around with mobile phones doesn't mean they weren't as advanced as, or if not more advanced. But maybe they used, and I think probably you agree with this as well, that some sort of more sort of earth energy where they were more in harmony with how they used Mother Nature. As we just tend to sort of ruin it, don't we, a bit? Do you know what I mean? We tend to sort of like scratch the surface and make a mess. And I think all these great stone buildings and that, maybe they were like power stations, drawing energy, causing wellness. I mean, there's a great big cathedral down the road from me, and I've mentioned this a few times, and it was supposed to be built 900 years ago when we were all throwing our muck out the window and scratching.
I'll be right back, guys.
In the dark ages, but 900 years ago we built this great cathedral. None of it makes sense to me. There's a missing chunk to our past, and I think if that could be worked out or figured out. And there's loads of great people doing loads of great work. I watch so many channels. Then I think we're going to get more of the answers. But they've unplugged us from it, haven't they? And what they've done, they've unplugged us. And then we can sort of remember. Some of us remember more than others. We feel like there's something wrong, But that's how I feel. I feel like almost like I can almost remember what I'm supposed to remember, but I can't. But it's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't quite get it out. Does that make sense? There's more. It's got to be. There's got to be more. Sorry, look, I've got. There we go. Planet X, Russ. What do you think of the star forts? Oh, that's a good one. Do you know what star forts are, Russ and Seven? Do you know what star forts are?
What's that?
Star forts. So these big
star forts.
Yeah, star forts. Yeah. No. So what they are, Russ, is they're great big forts, right? We call them. They've renamed as castles today, and they call them castles and that. But I used to gig up in Berwick upon Tweed. It's on the border of Scotland, and they've got a great big. It's called Berwick Castle, and I went up there. I was up and down there for years, and then about 10 years ago, obviously, I found this map 15 years ago, then discovered that about star forts. Went up there and realised that this big castle.
Excuse me.
That's all right, Russ. It's actually a great big star fort, and from above, it's in the shape of a star, and the walls are 15 foot thick, and they've found these star forts all over the world. They're on every continent in the world. They're on every little bit of land. I think they found them in Australia. I think there's in Florida, tiny little islands in Florida. I think Wall Street, the actual wall on Wall Street, is a wall left over from a star fort. I think the Statue of Liberty stands on a star fort. They're all over the world. And we're told the history books tell us that these things were built between 1500 and 1700. Well, what? So thousands and millions of people all over the world just decided to build almost exactly the same thing all over the world within a 200-year period. It makes no sense, when we didn't have, when weren't supposed to have the technology to be able to do that anyway. They're fascinating, and if people, you want to jump down a rabbit hole, the Star Thought one goes forever. It does. It's fascinating, and you can actually go. That's what fascinates me. You can go to these places and go and touch them yourself and walk on them, and you go down there and just your own logic just tells you we didn't build these things. We just didn't build them. I think we took them back over or something. Some sort of lost civilization, maybe. We just had as well. I just see that. Oh, I can't believe we just had that. That's incredible. What's this? I love the symptom with the extreme crunching in the back of my neck. Could you please explain again? I love you guys. I love you 7. That's from DJ Zadok. There we go. Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat. That's incredible. I won't expect it. Nobody ever has to give me money. I'm not expecting anybody to super chat us. Do you want to? I don't know. I was 7. You experienced that. 7 explains it. You explain it as a penile crunch, don't you? Like a crunch in your penile gland, almost. Is that right?
Well, our senses are so much more extreme than we've been told.
No, absolutely.
And right now, as you mentioned before, whether it's because we see slightly differently in the spectrum, whether it's because of our extreme empathy, but the imagination and the ability to sense magic and to sense the different spectrums or to feel the Schumann resonance, that exists in every human, and especially in people like us. And there's a manipulation going on right now worldwide of frequencies that I believe that the crunching is us being able to feel something trying to stop that third eye, something trying to stop the imagination or the ability to perceive. Something is crunching at that imagination or the magic part of our brains, our subconscious, our ability to dream, our ability to project into the future, or to use our psychic abilities, which have been suppressed. And I believe that what we're feeling is that attack on our pineal gland and our body's resisting to it, especially when it comes to our crystalline DNA, because it sounds like crystals being crunched apart.
I was just thinking that, if you put like salt crystals and poured some water on top and you put a little microphone, that sort of sound is what it sort of sounds like almost like a poppy, crunchy sort of weird sound.
It's the killing. In essence, it's the killing of magic, or it's the suppression of our ability to perceive, again, the sky or the other energies going on. Something wants to stop that, and I believe that's what we're feeling.
Or 7. See, this is what I like. This is the sort of thing. See, so talking to you like this, could it be that maybe it's an activation sound we're hearing, more of an activation sound? Could be, like rather than it being a bad thing. Because when I started seeing all this stuff, I was coming off drugs I was on drugs when I first started seeing it, and then I came off drugs and I was trying to decalcify my pineal gland, trying to decalcify it, and no matter what I did, things just got clearer and clearer. So it could be. I'm not saying it is. It's probably not. It's probably that we're just both older men, or all 3 of us are older men, and it's a weird thing that happens to you when you get old. But maybe it's an activation. I don't know. Ugh. It's weird. I can't believe that that's his front room. I sit and watch him all the time, and I feel like I'm actually in the movie now. I'm in my own movie. But thank you for that, DJ Zadok. Thank you. And he loves you. He said he loves you.
Excuse me.
Are you all right, Russell?
I think I'm catching a bug.
The moon is the Death Star. I like that. I like that. Vibrate the field around the personal plant feeling. He's going on about his field. See, I was saying about that yesterday. I think that we're capable. That's our true capability. We can move things and talk with our mind, but we're kept very, aren't we? Keep us down, poison us, keep us down. They don't want us to talk, do they? They don't. What's this here? I'm a very elevated These asteroids, moon ones. No more Alex to dispute us. Alex, are we talking about the same person now? Maybe. Maybe. Sasquatch, is he in the building? Sasquatch. Sasquatch is a streaming machine. Like literally a streaming machine. Yeah, 9.5 hours he streamed for, I think, last night. Straight. 9.5 hours. That's incredible. His story. Yeah. Well, it is, isn't it? We know that. We all know that. Yeah, but so I agree with you, Sev. I do. I agree with you. But maybe it's an activation noise we can hear. Maybe. Ooh.
I think you're right. And it's just my natural survival instinct to hear the crunching.
Yeah, no, because it's weird. It is weird. It's either that or we're just all getting old.
No, because I don't have to be moving. I can be completely stock still.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Laying in bed, and I will hear that crunching. But I believe you're right. I think that once I get over the fear instinct of it, that I'm able to perceive that it may very well be our crystalline DNA activating.
Maybe because a lot of people reckon that, don't they? We're moving into this a different time period now where our DNA will start to activate more. You know, I mean, because that's another whole rabbit hole, isn't it? The DNA. Oh, you know, it's like so many rabbit holes to go down. You know, you get stuck, don't you? That's the problem. You get stuck. Dutchins, what's he saying here then? They talk about star forts today. I didn't know Dutchins talked about. I thought he was the earthquake man. When he the earthquake man, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you should go down that star fort. I just schooled my dad about it a few days ago. I thought he knew about him and he didn't. But you know, yeah, they're very weird, and I think that's to do with frequency. You're always going about frequency. You know, because it's been, I mean, these Tartarian guys have proven that these windows in cathedrals are actually patterns of, you know, sounds, you know, the sounds on a scale, you know, they all have a pattern. And you say this as well, Seven, a lot, and I completely agree with you. If we're 80% water and we're our resonance of the water that makes us up is resonating like, you know, like there's a famous experiment, isn't there, where they take 2 cups of water, they play heavy rock music to one, and John Lennon to the other, and one of them, when they freeze it, looks all terrible and horrible, and the other one looks like a beautiful pattern. Well, that's that. We have that same water in us, don't we? Which could be programmed the same way. And if they're generating all this negative energy around us all the time, which is what they seem to be doing, them, but it's what they seem to be doing, then that's going to resonate with us. That's going to resonate with 80% of us, isn't it? You know what I mean? And it's hard to try and snap yourself out of that, isn't it? It's hard, you know. They immerse you in it, drown us in all these waves, invisible waves. Sorry, I do talk, guys. I'm sorry.
No,
wind
me up and let me go. Sorry. You talk. Sorry, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, you're spot on. Because we've all been bombarded with aluminum, boron, strontium, and many other magnetically reactive materials that, I mean, just the fact that Roundup, the weed killer, is now in every single body on the planet. Absolutely, on a molecular level. We're full of heavily magnetic and reactive materials. And I hate admitting it, but whether it's HAARP or whether it's CERN or whatever it is that they're using to blast the sky, and they are, it comes in waves, 60-second waves, 30-second waves. Sometimes it's sped up to 15-second waves. But when you can feel magnetic pulse waves going through your body that are timed, that are on a schedule, and if that's happening in the moisture in the sky, then it is happening in the moisture in our bodies.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those of us that are extremely sensitive, that are empathic, that have always sensed the other side, we are unfortunately feeling this to a degree that most people don't or won't, because a lot of people do feel this stuff, but they're afraid to talk about it. They don't want to talk about the ringing in their ears. They don't want to talk about anything that has to do with the sky or with the changing moon. So we do seem to be being sped up somewhat, and I guess it just comes at a cost.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
I don't
I
get
think.
that ringing in my ears.
Do you not?
No,
That's
I'm
weird because
told that.
I've got it right now. Right,
Me
if
too.
if I concentrate right now, I can hear the constant ringing in my ears,
I don't get it.
and it's all the time. And again, I've put it down to I've not looked after myself the best in my life, and you put it down to stuff like that. All right, I was on drugs for a long time. Is that something to do with it? Well, it's not. That's been gone 5 years. Maybe it is. Maybe I don't know. I'd like some sort of explanation. My
No,
wife can't. My wife can't hear it, Russ, at all. She can't hear it. So
I did drugs in the day. Got to remember, I grew up in the 70s.
yeah, man.
So I've done a lot. I'm clean. I drink a little beer.
You
I like to
can't
cough.
hear it then, Russ. No,
I don't. I don't hear it once.
Yeah,
maybe
so
once a couple times a year I'll get a ring in, but
it's like
I think it's a spiritual thing.
I call it the sound of silence because it's just a constant ringing, and if I haven't got something in my ears or I'm listening to something, it gets louder and louder and louder and louder. Have I got bad teeth? Have I got an infection? Have I got a sinus infection? I don't know, because I try. They're the questions I ask myself, trying to be rational about it. But I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one hearing it, am I? A lot of people in the chat saying I can hear.
I've been hearing it since I was a little boy. I mean, I have always slept with a fan. I have always heard how loud the silence is. Silence isn't silent at all for those of us. For those of us that are sensitive and who can sense with much more than just our five senses. It's always been terribly loud to me because we're hearing radio waves, microwave frequencies. There are radio waves coming from Venus and Saturn. There are things coming from space and the dark side of the moon that people like us have been able to hear our whole lives, which is why a lot of people sleep with a fan, enjoy white noise, can't stand the silence because it is so damn loud.
Yeah, I can't stand the sound. It's funny, you were just saying as well, just a minute ago, about being like empathic, or empathy. You've got empathy for people, and I've never really considered myself that way until I started analysing myself and doing this, where I've always been quite not selfish, but I'll always help somebody. Do you know what I mean? I've always been a bit like, oh, I'll help you. Yeah, if you need help, I'll help you. But I suppose you can call that empathic, but I've never, until I started doing this, I've never really thought of myself that way. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I don't know.
It does make sense.
Yeah, I've never really thought of myself that way, though. Do you know what I mean? Really, but I suppose looking back through my life, I've always been like, the guy with the van to help you out, or I'll help you move, or whatever. You need a lift, yeah, I'll give you a lift. Whatever. And just never wanting to let people down, I suppose. I suppose you can call that empathy. I don't know. I don't like to let people down. If I tell people I'm going to do something, I want to do it for them. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm going back to something you said, 5 minutes ago. But it's just this is what I like, you see, because it's setting stuff off in my head that I want to talk about, and
I don't feel normal.
Yeah,
I don't feel normal. I don't hear no ringing. I don't feel normal.
No. I mean, like you don't want to hear it though, Russ. It's just constant ringing all the time.
I hear a lot of people talking.
Yeah,
a lot of people saying it. And...
Yeah, I wish I could turn it off. If I concentrate enough.
Well, maybe
if I look at the shadows,
good thing I don't have it on, guys.
No, well, if I look at the shadows look like they're moving. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. Almost like it's doing this. Yeah, almost like, but the whole shadow's doing it. Yeah, I don't know. Also, I get terrible pressure in my ears sometimes, just out of nowhere. I feel like I'm flying in an airplane. Like when your ears I can just be sitting here.
Floaters.
Yeah, I could just be sitting here, and all of a sudden it will just my ears feel like I'm in an airplane, and it's like the pressure's changed.
Wow.
I can't explain it. Yeah, pressure in my teeth.
Wow.
Yeah, I was getting gritty eyes, terrible floaters as well. But then I'm putting that down to the fact that I'm 46, and maybe my eyes are getting bad. I'm getting a bit older now. No, because like I said, I like to try and be rational about it. I'm not just going to go, oh my God, I'm seeing this, but but other people all around the world. That's why this is the most normal I think I've found probably for the last 7 years.
No.
actually feel normal for a change. Yeah, I do. I feel normal for a change. It's incredible. Normal. Right, let me have a look. See if everybody's saying anything. If you guys, you would just want to chat, just chat. Transhuman. Black light, sun, soon. Yeah, I don't know. See, I think sometimes I can sort of see different light spectrums. I know I can't. What's that? It's 6G too. Yeah, see, but stay right there we go. So I keep recommending a guy called Andreas Exertus, and he's brilliant. He's so good. And I got schooled in his chat the other day where he said that we don't actually use 5G. We only use up to 4.9. When we start using 6G, we'll then use up to 5.9. So we're not actually using a 5G signal yet. Yeah, which is strange. And but I don't think all that's good for us anyway. But we're being very quickly dragged into it, aren't we? Without even realizing, within our lifetime, all three of us, the world's changed drastically, hasn't it? Drastically.
Dave, can I say something?
Sorry, yeah. Shut up. I'll shut up.
Big time it changed.
Look, I did some research about 5-6 years ago, and I've followed up on it. The cell phone towers really do not require that much electricity to be able to broadcast their system. Yet the cables that lead to every cell phone tower are 4 to 5 inches thick. They are capable of carrying hundreds of thousands of volts of electricity. They are set up. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. The cell phones are transmitting towers, and they are capable of broadcasting a frequency unlike anything that we've ever experienced before, and they're slowly being turned up. I remember a couple of years ago, there were cell phone towers coming up overnight all over the country. They would be built in one night. One day, there wasn't a cell phone tower. The next day, there would be a cell phone tower, and they have cables that are capable of carrying hundreds of thousands of volts of electricity. They don't need that much electricity to run those damn things, but but the capacity in them is being prepared for something that I call slow zombification. The frog being boiled slowly in the pot instead of being dropped into hot water.
Yeah, see, so I've often asked myself that, Sev, as well, because I can hear like if I'm in a room and it's just I've just got one light on, like especially an LED light, I can hear it making a noise, like a high pitched noise.
Me too.
It drives me mad. Yeah, so maybe what we're hearing maybe is the start of something like that, because it's very strange. No matter where I go, I can go to certain. So if I drive half an hour east, it gets louder. It actually gets louder. Actually, physically gets louder in my ears. I can hear it. Oh, like it actually goes up in volume. And then I drive back here, and it quietens off a bit, but it never goes. It's always there, constantly there, all the time. Something like when we drove down to Cornwall, which is the other end of the UK, earlier on last year. It was so loud down there. I was having trouble, literally having trouble switching off at night, even with my headphones on, because it sounded like there was just a constant whining in my ears all the time, But yeah, but then, like I said, my wife or my mum and dad, I say, "Well, can you hear that ringing?" And they're like, "No," they can't hear it at all. So it's very strange, very strange. Maybe we are just getting old. That's what it is. It is. Because we're musicians, you see, been around music all our lives. It could be
ringing in the air, all that music, all that heavy music.
Well, I mean, I of course, trying to find every other reason. I mean, it's not like people like us want to pick a fight with a cell phone tower. We didn't ask for this. It's something that we feel, and we are taking the charge to try to find out what it is. And again, the concept of a slow increase daily to hide the sky, to manipulate the moisture in the sky, to manipulate the frequencies on the earth ground level to keep people almost slowly comfortable in the TV, the sports.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they seem to be. You're right. I mean, there seems to be like they tell us in the movies, don't they? And they seem to have pushed for a long while now some sort of zombie thing, don't they? You know, some zombie thing coming for us. You know, is it some sort of like human form of rabies? You know, where what we do, maybe that's what it is. Every 400 years they release something on us like that, and we tear ourselves to pieces and like pick up the pieces and start again. Something seems to be going on. You know, and whatever you believe in the chat, I think everybody can feel some, like you called it, Sev, the convergence negative or whatever. They can feel this, whatever it is, building. You can feel it, can't you? You know, you don't have to be hypersensitive to it. You can feel that. I don't know. There seems that the dark overlords seem to be like, you know, seem to be winning the battle at the moment. That's what it seems to feel like to me. And like, I don't know if we can, you know, fight back against that a bit. All 58 of us, or 61 of us. If we could all fight back against that a little bit, then happy days. That's what I think. You know, because I'm getting schooled on here all the time. I'm getting schooled on here all the time. I think I know stuff, and then I get a different perspective, and then that sends me off in a different way. I'll be thinking about this conversation for the next 3 hours. You know what I mean? Not for the next 2 days, really. I'll be streaming tomorrow thinking about this conversation, going, "Oh, Seven said yesterday." You know, because sometimes it takes me a while to compute. You know, it'll go in, and then the next day I think, "Oh yeah, that's relevant to me." You know, that's what I love as well. Sometimes I could learn something 15 years ago, and then it might take 15 or 20 years to manifest, but then becomes important because you wake up to, oh, that's relevant to me now. You know, I understand that more now. You know?
Well, and I'd like to tell you all something real quickly. Everybody on my channel knows that I've been helping my son. I've been kind of putting myself second to help my son. He's 22, has a new apartment, his first apartment with a couple of his buddies. He's finally a man now, and he's branched out on his own. He's working. So I've been helping him out financially, and I even took out a loan. And the loan company was supposed to take the money out of my checking account, but they didn't. They got screwed. Somehow the loan company, they called me and said, we weren't able to get the money out of your account, and I could have blown them off. But you know what? We can't be holding debt. If we've done any wrong, we have to clean up our side of the timeline.
Yeah.
If you're experiencing financial problems, but you still owe somebody money, pray and have faith. Pay that back. It's like what I'm trying to say right now is we have got to try to keep our side of the timeline as clean as possible. Pay off debt. Apologize if you've done anything wrong to anybody. Make amends. And part of being an empath, there's a dark side of being an empath as well. Feeling everything, reacting. We've got to be really careful these days to stop, drop, and roll before we react.
Oh, yeah. So my dad's a wise man. He always taught me. He said never react to something straight away. He said always sleep on it, and that's probably one of the wisest things my dad ever taught me, because I used to be very hot-headed. Whoa, I'd react straight away. Someone would tell me something or whatever, and I'd just react. And you react on a hot head, don't you? Ooh. You do. It's best that you go away and sleep on it for a night. It's not as bad the next morning. You can then react to it rationally, can't you? I used to be terrible for that.
Seven.
Yeah.
Well said, Seven. Well said, bro.
I love you guys.
Love you too, man.
Yeah, look, we've been waffling now for the 2 hours, two whole hours. That's incredible. Dave, you need to use coding for certain things. Do I? For what? I don't know. People are talking to me. I've got to go soon, guys, because I've got stuff to do. I've got some bits to sort out.
That's fine, Dave, and I appreciate you having me on. And
no, it's all right, mate. Well, I don't know. I don't.
Everybody in the chat. We'll do it again.
You're not being on here, mate. It's just a bit of a chat. It's a public hangout, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but
that's what it is.
We're still gonna get together, and we're gonna share some stuff.
Yeah, well, it's small steps for anybody watching. Hello, if you want to win this camera, Best Picture of the Sky competition. Details below. Welcome to my channel. We're mainly sky watchers in here, but anything goes really, as long as you're nice.
Yeah, just be nice.
Anybody could stay. Yeah, anything's good in my books. Really, anything's possible. Anything.
You got a lot of good moderators too. To keep an eye on them trolls.
Yeah, well, that's it, mate. Yeah, well, if they come in, don't they? Like, if people want to come in and be, well, that's up to them, innit? You know.
There you go. As long as they're nice, they troll.
So yeah, Sasquatch is in the house. Sasquatch is in the house, and streaming machine for a 9.5 hour stream. 9.5 hours.
Wow.
What? I'm just looking at some stuff here. Yeah, so we should do this again, Russ. It's small steps, mate, innit? What it is, I just want to. This is the first time I've ever done this. First time I've ever spoken to Seven. First time I've ever spoken to you. First time I've ever had anybody on. And yeah, so it's all new to me. And well, you know, we'll just take it slow. I want to start sharing things in that, but like, you know, I've talked to you now, Russ. I've actually spoken to Seven, which is incredible. I've spoken to Cindy. I've spoken to Super Dave, which was well weird. love Super Dave. Yeah. And I just want to carry on doing this. Like, you know, now I'm getting more confident. Yeah. now I'm getting more confident. If people want to come in and we can have a chat, See, like if somebody comes in and I don't know you, I could just kick you out at the bottom. all the power in the mouse. You see, you got the power in the mouse. It's true. Like if people want to be offended, Seven, it's up to them, isn't it? It's up to them. Do you know what I mean? All yeah. See, he's got his. I've got mine here. Let you see. Power, the power. Yeah, no, and it's just you've got it in your hand. You know, I want to talk to Catfish, but I feel like I've got to build up to that. If you can hear me, Catfish, I just there. Yeah. Oh, he's got his. Yes. See, this is weird because I now feel like I'm on your show.
Yeah. Okay, Dave. It's been a pleasure, bro. And
yeah. All right, Russ. Thank you, mate. I'm sorry I'm waffling again. I know I'm a handful. I'm a complete handful.
Want to thank you, everybody in the chat. Seven, love you guys.
Give it for Russell. Yeah,
we'll be back and we'll do this again. Maybe I'll relax a little more. I'm a little nervous.
No, that's all right, Rusty. You did brilliant, mate. I was just as nervous as you, mate. I had a list of questions just in case I couldn't talk about anything.
Okay.
Hey. I said I'll be honest. So can we do this? I'm stealing this from Dangerfield. Can we have an R in the chat for Russell? R in the chat for Russ, because he's been a legend coming on. So if you put an R in the chat for Russell, that'd be brilliant.
No.
Well, yeah, because it makes him more interactive. Then, yeah, come on, we'll put Russ. See, look, Hoax is on it because he's from Dangerfield.
No, it's an R, a P, and an S.
Put Russell, and R in the chat. Come on, do it. There we go. Look, it's going. There we go. I stole that from Dangerfield. And then after we put an R in the chat, can we have an S for 7 as well, or a number 7? Can we have a 7 as well? Come on, put a 7 in for 7 as well. I like that. That's not me. I stole that from a guy called Chris Dangerfield, who's very important to me. Go and subscribe to Chris Dangerfield. Go and subscribe to him. But yeah, and an S for 7. There you go. It's coming through for you as well. You've both been incredible. Both of you. The chat has been amazing as well. Thank you very much, for just hanging about. Because I think
everybody. Love you all.
I think it's incredible. Thank you, Russ. Yeah, go on, mate. You go. I'm going to play this little song out anyway. It's been really good today.
Good seeing you.
Really enjoyed this today. Yeah, thanks, Russ. Thank you very much, mate.
Okay, much love, everybody.
Yeah, cheers, dude. Thank you, Russ. Yeah, I've really enjoyed this today, guys. And the chat, you've been incredible.
There's a funky purple haze around the moon.
Yeah. There's a funky.
I sing that song all day now, boy. There's a funky purple haze around the moon.
I want to get my guitar out and start playing.
It makes me laugh. But honestly, this has been brilliant. This is just what I want to do. I just want to get together and I just want to have a chat with all the other great Sky Watchers or truth tellers out there. People that just want to come on and have a nice, easy chat. You know, friendly, easy chat just about weird stuff because we're all a bit weird, aren't we? We are. And you've both been legends. Honestly, to me, honestly, this has been brilliant. Honestly, thank you so much, guys. I'm going to put this little song on. If you want to put a little message at the end, just put a message. I'll be back tomorrow to do this again. I don't know. And maybe we'll try and get Nige on tomorrow.
Ooh, funky purple haze around the moon.
Look at you, Russell. All right, look, I'm going to do it now. Let me tell you, I've got to turn this one off. Oh, it's all technical.
Later, guys. Love you.
No good. See you later, Russ. See you, mate. Thank you. Right, Rusty's gone. Thanks ever so much, Seven. Honestly, this has been a real honour for me. I know people probably think that's really weird, but to me, it's been a real honour to talk to you, actually talk to you, to actually reach out and talk to you. Yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow. Go and subscribe to Seven's channel. Go and subscribe to Rusty's channel as well. And I'm just going to leave everybody this. If you want to put a message up, then do it. There we go. I'll turn this up. Thanks ever so much, Seven. Thank you, pal. See you, mate. Thank you.
This has been a really weird day. Is it?
Thank you.
Really, really weird. Yeah, let's do it. Woke up this morning, feeling rather crap. Your mama said, son, where'd you get the cat? There's a funky purple haze around the moon. Funky purple haze around the moon. Funky purple haze, a funky purple haze. Yeah, there's a funky purple haze around the moon. Funky purple haze around the moon. The father said, hey boy, get your hair cut. I said, get out of here, you son of a gun. There's a funky purple haze around the moon. Funky purple haze around the moon. Funky purple haze. A funky purple haze. A funky purple haze around the moon. Funky purple haze around the moon. Went into my holes. I bought a white chalk bar. And it was so luxury, I had to play my guitar. I hate my job, shampooing all day. Some old bid, going on about race. Beat off to work, in a bros white car. And all I wanna do is smoke a cigar. There's a funky purple haze around the moon. No, that's it. Funky purple haze around the moon. Funky purple haze, a funky purple haze, funky purple haze around the moon, funky purple haze around the moon. Marlboro and Lambert and Skanky Git, you mix them all together. What the hell do you get? You get a funky purple haze around the moon. Funky purple haze around the moon. Funky purple haze, a funky purple haze, funky purple haze around the moon.